200,000 people of indigenous descent were unalived. Let's check it out. The daughter.
Possibly now 3 gunshot wounds to the head.
Yeah. So it basically corresponds with the testimony that says that these victims were either shot or machete. So we have both machete wounds, cutting wounds around the cervicals, and a gunshot wound to the head.
Well, when I say gunshot wounds to the head, we're talking about, execution. It's not as random as you'd get if they just sprayed people. Somebody was in pretty close and pretty methodical.
Later, when the bones are moved, they'll find bullets from Israeli assault rifles, used exclusively by the Guatemalan army. That comes as no surprise to Andres, Miguel, and Salvador. They remember all too clearly the day the army arrived in Xolque, Sunday, the 28th of February, 1982.
Y yo le dije a mi mujer de que salimos, porque los soldados, pues, que ya se mire, pues, que ya no somos gente, se mire los soldados, ya somos animales. Cuando uno mira a una persona anda por ahí, de una vez lo van a disparar y lo matan. Pero mi mujer tiene como 15 días nada más, no quise de salir. Entonces solo ella me dijo que salga, porque yo sé que los hombres que van a perseguir los soldados, sino que yo soy mujer, no nos hace nada, mejor salga. Pues está bueno, yo salí. Por eso yo le dejé a mi mujer a mi casa, a mi familia. Entonces cuando yo salí, me fui en esa serra.
Today, only the ruins of the church and an abandoned schoolhouse show where the village once stood. From the hill behind the village, Andres watched the soldiers going from house to house. They rounded up everyone they could find, including his wife and children, and took them up the path towards the cornfield, out of sight. Also hiding in the hills that day was Miguel and his 3 children. His wife had gone to the nearby market town that morning. He never saw her again.
Ya con los huir a como a las 2 de la tarde o 3 de la tarde, cuando oí el gran ruido aquí, que esos que están matando aquí ahorita, que los pobres que gritando, ¿y qué por qué será? Oír disparo y gritando, pero no, yo no lo veo porque yo estoy al otro lado por los cerros, pues no se ve, va. Entonces así es que me quedé yo con 3 huiros, sin mamá, sin nada.
It was 2 days before Andres and the other survivors emerged from the hills to bury the dead. Andres covered his family with a blue plastic sheet before filling in their grave. It's preserved their shoes and clothes, as well as their bones. His wife, his 2 children, aged 4 and 5, and his father-in-law, 4 victims of one unremarkable massacre.
You weren't taught this in school. You weren't taught this in school. In 1954, the U.S. helped overthrow Guatemala's president, and decades later, over 200,000 people of indigenous descent were unalived. Let's check it out.
Percent of their income, their harvest from their crops, from their farm. Fast forward to 2025.
This is research on Egyptian slavery. Egyptian slaves received money. They got paid money. Why is this important? Because you're a slave right now, today. You're a slave. The slaves in Egypt had to give Pharaoh 20% of what they earned from their slavery. What would you call that today? Blow my mind with the answer. Taxes. That's what that would be. The slaves had to pay taxes. Amazon does not pay taxes. Right? They don't pay any taxes. Jeff Bezos pays 0 taxes. But the people that work at Amazon pay taxes. They pay taxes, right? This is what slavery was like in Egypt. Why is this important? Do not think that you're not a slave simply because you receive a paycheck. Slaves in Egypt received paychecks, and 20% of that had to go back to Pharaoh, which is what you would call today federal taxes.
Slaves owned by the Pharaoh of Egypt were required to pay him 20% of their income. Their heart.
Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit. Stole that shit. That's what I do, nigga. Fuck, nigga, I stole that shit.
Slaves owned by the Pharaoh of Egypt were.
Mr. President, Mr. President, so Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the aftermath of this operation. So just what your message is
well,
about
he
that.
has cocaine mills. He has factories where he makes cocaine. And yeah, I think I stick by my first statement. He's making cocaine. They're sending it into the United States. So he does have to watch his ass.
Mr. President, so Colombian President Gustavo Petro, a couple weeks ago, he said he's got to watch his ass. And today he said he's not concerned about anything happening to him in the.
Esos judíos de las 12 tribus, que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan, Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Él es un cambalache que viene por allá de Polonia. Para los que les gusta hablar de religiones y dicen que esto es un conflicto religioso. No, esto no es un conflicto religioso. El conflicto que hay desde la fundación del Estado de Israel es un conflicto geopolítico, porque ese Estado lo crearon para conquistar todo el Medio Oriente y Asia Central y quitarle las riquezas y colonizar a esos pueblos. Es el proyecto sionista que dicen que van desde el río Jordán hasta el Éufrates y más allá. Esos judíos de las 12 tribus, que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan, Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Netanyahu no es judío auténtico. Él es un cambalache que viene por allá de Polonia. Para los que les gusta hablar de religiones y dicen que esto es un conflicto religioso. No, esto no es un conflicto religioso. El conflicto que hay desde la fundación del Estado de Israel es un conflicto geopolítico, porque ese Estado lo crearon para conquistar todo el Medio Oriente y Asia Central y quitarle las riquezas y colonizar a esos pueblos. Es el proyecto sionista que dicen que van desde el río Jordán hasta el Éufrates y más allá. Esos judíos de las 12 tribus, que no son los que mandan hoy en el Estado de Israel. Los que hoy gobiernan, Netanyahu no es judío.
You weren't taught this in school.
We cannot afford contradictions. The Mexicano, the Chicano has been confused so often, has been used so often, and continues to be used because they use nationalism against us to get us to vote. One gringo puts on a zarape y todos los mexicanos dicen, ay, mira, parece chicano, parece mexicano y está comiendo tacos. They vote for it. Everywhere across the country, there are amigos that have every gringo politician on a two-party system. And they can have those type of amigos. Those amigos are working for their own personal interests. Those amigos are working for their own personal job, for their own personal interests to liberate themselves financially, because they could never liberate themselves morally nor mentally in this society when they become part of the puppets and the stooges to the men who control this country and most of the world. They can never be free. You can have $25,000 in your pocket And if you're cagao, a vendido, a tío taco, a malinche, you're not free because you're still licking the white man's boots. We cannot afford contradictions. The Mexicano, the Chicano.
This is the heart of Puerto Rico right here, Tego Calderon. This is my block. What are the significance of the drums? This is the African heritage of Puerto Rico. This is the music they used to play, and it's all over the island. It's not only from Loíza. Everywhere where Africans are, there's a different way of playing it, a different way of dancing it, but this is the African heritage. Tell them exactly where we are. This is me. This is my block, Loíza. What is this heritage? What makes Loíza one of the unique areas of Puerto Rico? It's been 100% black population where the free slaves came, they got this land, they did the best they could. You know, constantly on TV, they're trying to make us laugh about us. You know, they paint their faces and all that. That's why I talk about it. And I'm not done with that. This is the heart of Puerto Rico right here, Tego.
Nosotros somos escuela israelita, conocimiento plato, sal.
Power of manifested. It can only be understood as an act of destruction.
Hispano, negro, origio nativo, tu lugar es aquí con nosotros. Nosotros somos tu verdadera familia. Deja de seguir la costumbre de nuestros opresores y toda otra maldita nación. Tú eres Israel. Nosotros somos la escuela israelita de conocimiento práctico universal. Órale.
So, like, sir, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
You can. Well, hold on. Can you hear me?
Come on, I can hear you, sir. Hear you loud and clear.
Hold on. Cause you sound kind of low.
So, how about now?
Can you make it a little louder?
Hold on. So, like, fix this mic. How about now? Sound better?
I feel like I'm not hearing you through my headphones. That's probably why.
Are they plugged into the?
Okay, let me try this.
Testing.
Okay, yeah. I'm just not hearing you through my headphones. That's why. That's the issue right here.
How about now? Can you hear me now?
No, yeah. You know what? You probably do sound. You sound good. I think because I'm not hearing you through my headphones through the through the live.
We got coming out right here. Hey, somebody coming out. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear.
Lord Christ, can you hear me coming out?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so it's on my end then.
Yeah,
it's probably the headphones, sir.
The headphones. Oh, yo, check the volume with the headphones, sir, on the little volume knob. Let's make sure it's the one for the headphones.
What's going on, Malagma? How you feeling? You got that tequila in you?
Hell yeah, man. Got it right here. You know what I'm saying? Ya sabes, carnales.
What's going on?
You know, another day at the office, man, as they say, man, right here, my carnales, another night. What's going down, Raza? This is another episode of the Inconvenient Truth. Of course, I'm right here with Mighty Precinct Officer 5000, Officer Lahab. No, just of course.
Shalom. How about you, Mr. Thumb?
So like you just one thing real quick. Nice stuff. Of course, we got, Mighty Precinct Officer 1000, the Camarada Camada.
Shalom, Raza.
Hey, and then, of course, I myself and Precinct Officer 1000 Malakma. You know, we reporting live to y'all out of Southern California, Mexico, occupied territory. You understand? And we're right here, man. So what can we say about today, carnales? I got one word: Panama 2.0. What do you brothers think about that?
Well, I know for sure that it ain't the first time they've done something like this. As far as like them taking over a country, you know,
right?
Like, you know, this is something that the U.S. has done time after time. You know, they take over a country that's not, a country that's not supporting them. You know, that's not backing them up. That doesn't have their interest. So, you know, they did that. Of course, they did that with, many countries in Central America, Mexico.
Right.
You know, and then, of course, Venezuela today. You know,
right.
Other countries as well. But we're just seeing what's happening. You know, this is something happening in our time. You know, this is something that's all over the news right now.
Right.
You know, and I think, this is something that's been going on for a long time. Like, of course, you see Maduro. But before Maduro was Hugo Chavez, and Hugo Chavez was, he wasn't with America. He was anti-America. He was like, he was calling George Bush the devil. There's videos of him calling George Bush the devil.
We gotta get that, sir.
You know, they plotted on Hugo Chavez. They even said that they killed Hugo Chavez. He supposedly died from cancer, but some people say otherwise.
Right. I mean, it's crazy because we're seeing the situation going down, and it reminds me of what I learned when I don't know if any of y'all seen that documentary. What's it called? What I learned about U.S. foreign policy, and in there, right there, we're talking about the invasion of Panama, and when they went after Manuel Noriega, and what did George Bush call Manuel Noriega at that time? A narco terrorist. Well, what is President Trump calling what's his name, Maduro? A narco terrorist. And America, right in front of your faces, is kidnapped their president, took over their tankers or oil tankers, right, to keep them from sending out the oil. And now they're talking about they're gonna temporarily take control of Venezuela until they can, see. Like, it's just amazing how this America's telling you right to your face what they plan to do, and you'll believe whatever lies they push. Y'all really think this is about drugs? Y'all really think this is about keeping the streets safe? You really think this is about freedom? Come on, man. Is it a coincidence that they want freedom in a place that has a large oil reserve? Why is he raiding oil tankers? You understand? If that's the case.
And then he made it seem like those boats that he was that we're shooting down, he was saying that each boat that they shot down was saving the lives of like 10,000 Americans. And then
imagine that.
Come to find out that these are just people fishing. Just regular people fishing.
Right, sir.
But he made it seem like these were like what you said, narco terrorists.
Right.
I like it too, sir, if I could.
Go ahead, you got it.
Can you hear me? I like it.
Yeah, we can hear you. Kaka, now we can hear you.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say, like, Russia, China, right? Like, they said that, America has to let Maduro go. And because China, I'm pretty sure they already paid for barrels of oil. And you know, from what I was reading, is that China has like 2 oil ships going into Venezuela, and that one is going to make it by like the middle of this month, right? So, you know, they're America's digging in, is putting his hands in the pocket of, you know, into China's pocket,
right?
You know, so, you know, China, we'll see if China is going to stand on Venezuela's side and also Russia. You understand? Because, you know, Putin said, you know, you have to let go of Maduro, but we'll see, you know, what he's going to do. If he's really what they say when they stand for each other.
When they stand for each other, they're united.
So, yeah, you know how have so like I forgot what's the word where the nations join together.
Coalition.
Yeah,
a coalition.
Yeah, right. You know, where they back each other, you know, where they have each other's back for a certain reason. Yeah, an alliance. There you go. That's what I wanted to get.
Alliance,
we'll
coalition,
see if really, we'll see if China and Russia is really an alliance to Venezuela. You know, and another thing too that I wanted to say that it's, you know, to take it a step further, it's not just about oil. It's also about minerals. You understand? Because Donald Trump Jr. made a deal with the Pentagon, and China was America's supplier, and they shut down their doors, you know. So a lot of the minerals that Trump Jr. needs are in Venezuela. You understand? So that's and if you look back, like Donald Trump wanted to go to Canada because a lot of the resources are in Canada as well. But you know, as we go on, you know, I would like to bring some of that story out and get it where Donald Trump Jr. made a deal with the Pentagon for, I think it was like 600 and something million.
Right. That's crazy, man. So how much again, Kamada?
How much what?
How much money he made?
No. The deal was for 600 and something million. That's how much the deal was with the Pentagon, and I think it was going to generate like 1.7 billion.
Imagine that. So my question,
you know,
go ahead, Salaki. Go ahead.
I just wanted to say this real quick, you know, and the reason why we have these topics is because the spirit of Esau, who is Donald Trump, is prophesied in the Bible.
Right.
And Esau is described as a power that lives by the sword and that targets the fatness of the earth. And with that, he plots control out of resentment. Because if you look, you know, and we'll touch on it, right? He wept and he cried for a blessing, and that's, you know, so you know, the oil, the minerals, and you know, the land, that's all the fatness of the earth.
Right, carnal.
And I'll use that, carnal.
Nah, no sweat. You got the video, I'll play it, you know, but it's crazy just all this going down. And the question right there I want to present the audience is, do you believe that Venezuela is the new Panama? You know, we brought out some things, but of course I'd like to know the public's opinion on the matter. bring your thoughts, your questions, and opinions to us, right? Let's have the conversation. You have the link right there. You want to click and join. But, you know, it's crazy, like how this oppressor, in 2026, if you don't know that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of, Lord be with y'all out there, man, because he's boldly lying to your face as we speak, man. You know, and of course, let me shout out the chat real quick. We got Kwadasha Allah up in here. Hey, Shalom Priest. We got Michael Love up in here. Hey, Shalom Lord Christ. We got, you know, we got Halak up in here. Shalom Kanal. We got Officer 5000 Madabar. Shalom, Sir Lord Christ. You know, so all these things are happening. You see everything on the news. And you telling me you can't see right through the lies?
If I could too,
yeah, go ahead, sir.
I want to point something out too. Like, have you seen the videos of them? Like, okay, so you'll see some videos of the people of Venezuela, right?
Yeah,
like cheering, like they're cheering or they're crying, you know, or rejoicing that they captured Maduro, and they're like, "Thank you, Donald Trump, for saving our country." I don't know if you've seen that.
I've seen that, sir.
It depends on who you're like, you know, who you're watching.
Right.
So right now, like, if you watch the news, and you know, like most of the news channels are showing that Venezuela, people from Venezuela are cheering and supporting Donald Trump and thanking Donald Trump for capturing Maduro and taking him, right? And then on the other side too, you have what they're not showing you is that there's a lot of people from Venezuela that are pissed the fuck off that they
right. I've seen that too.
You know, like they're not showing you that there's people in Venezuela that are like, you kidnapped our you know, our leader,
right,
our president. You know, but what they do show you is that they try to make it seem like Donald Trump is a hero and he's capturing the bad guy.
Team America, sir.
The drug dealer that's killing everybody or unaliving everybody. Like, you know, they're trying to make it seem like he's the hero. But there are a lot of people in Venezuela right now that are pissed off and angry that they took him. And not just in Venezuela. So like there's people in other countries as well. You know, I think Colombia was one of them. Colombia, and I want to say Cuba as well. Colombia, Cuba, people in Mexico, and of course people out here in the U.S. that are angry for what he did to Maduro.
Right.
You know, and of course I don't know if Maduro is, you know,
innocent.
Innocent. I don't even say innocent, but like a good leader or not. But there are people who supported him and loved him, and to say that he was a bad president, everybody in Venezuela hated him is a lie.
Obviously, sir. Right. I'm gonna say this, right? If I could, I don't want. You think Trump is gonna be better than Maduro? Y'all have no idea what's coming with Donald Trump. You got the dictator that's the most, what? How do you say? Has the most white fragility in control of your country now, and best believe he gonna unleash a reign of terror on y'all. And then I had this comment right here, right from Bipolar Squirrel. He said Maduro's generals betrayed him, no resistance at all. Bipolar Squirrel. So if I could ask you, what do you think Venezuela is the new Panama? If you're familiar with what happened in Panama, that's my question to you, Carnal, and anyone else that's commenting, man. Please let me know what you think.
And you know what he's saying, that's something that's being said right now, which is someone from the inside betrayed him. They're saying that there was somebody in like the Venezuela military or you know, government who turned them in. You know, I've seen that as well. But for sure there was nobody fought
if
back.
I could, sir, because you know I've seen. Yeah, concert. I shared a video, Malagma, because you know Bipolar Scroll says something, right? But I've seen I haven't seen no videos or any comments talking about his generals betrayed him. I did, but I did see that like China or Russia betrayed him. You know, but I shared a video with one of his generals. And they even bombed. I think this is the general, or I think he's the out of defense or whatever you call it, the national, whatever his title is. But he's like in charge of the out of defense, and I think they targeted him. Like America blew his home. I think this is the man. I would have to look into it, but you know, if you could share this. And this is the brother that's saying that they're going to resist and they're not going to bend the knee.
Orale. I got it right here. All right, let me play it.
Yeah, go ahead, carnal. It's in Spanish, but it has titles.
Buenos días, pueblo heroico de Venezuela, soldados y soldadas de la patria, hijos e hijas de Bolívar. La Fuerza Armada Nacional Bolivariana informa al mundo entero que en la madrugada de hoy, 3 de enero, el pueblo venezolano ha sido objeto de la más criminal agresión militar por parte del gobierno de los Estados Unidos de Norteamérica. Hasta el momento, la barbarie de las fuerzas invasoras que han profanado nuestro suelo sagrado en las localidades de Fuerte Tiuna, Caracas, los estados Miranda, Aragua y La Guaira, llegando a impactar con sus misiles y cohetes disparados desde sus helicópteros de combate en urbanismos de población civil, para lo cual estamos ya levantando la información referente a heridos y muertos. Frente a este ataque ruin y cobarde que amenaza la paz y estabilidad de la región, elevamos la más contundente denuncia ante la comunidad internacional y todos los organismos multilaterales para que se condene al gobierno norteamericano por la flagrante violación de la Carta de las Naciones Unidas y del derecho internacional. La Venezuela libre, independiente y soberana rechaza con toda la fuerza de su historia libertaria la presencia de estas tropas extranjeras que solo han dejado a su paso muerte, dolor y destrucción. Esta invasión representa el ultraje más grande que ha sufrido el país.
And if I could, like if brothers read the subtitles, right?
Right.
You know, he called them barbaric, which that's what they are. And then he said that this is a nation that has left death, pain, and destruction. Right, but this brother, so from what I read, is that he's hiding in a bunker somewhere, and I believe that they targeted his home. You understand? So, but right. You know that if you look in the Bible, there's always been traitors in the nation of Israel,
right?
Because Venezuela, they are descendants of the biblical Israelites.
Right.
Right. So there's always been traitors amongst Raza. You know, it happened in Egypt. The Lord brought us out of captivity, and we still wanted to go back and continue to serve servitude under Pharaoh. You know, right. It happened in the times of Christ. You know, they wanted to unalive Christ for what he was saying, because he was going to bring unity amongst black and Hispanics. He was telling the Negroes to go out and get their brothers, the Hispanic tribes,
right? And
they rather join with Rome. And if you look in the Bible, you know, Rome is the counter part of America. You know, it's the same spirit. There is no difference, right? But
right,
you know, just to bring it back to reality, because you know, some brothers and sisters might not know what I'm talking about. They're not if they don't know about the Bible, but this has always been happening. So yeah, the brother does have a point. You know, there is generals who might have betrayed him, but there's always brothers who are loyal, you know, and they stand with their brothers. And that's what black and Hispanics need right now more than ever. We need to stand with each other against this damn devil, the oppressor.
Right.
because he is a hunter, and wherever the fatness of earth is, that's where he's going. He's going into Venezuela because Donald Trump and his son, they need the oil, they need the resources, the rare earth minerals is what they need right now.
Right.
Go ahead, Carnal.
I was say, he said, Somalians in 1993 unalived a lot of Delta forces with low technology. Venezuela had a lot of Russian and Chinese hardware and rolled over. USA corrupted the important generals, not all of them. And then we got Michael Love, who said, I believe America wanted Panama because they could tax the cargo ships passing through the canal. And they want Venezuela because of the oil and natural resources around that area. Right on, Michael Love. You can see right through this oppressor, man. A gift that many do not have right now.
It's like if I could.
And if I could, that's the reason why the Bible is so important. Like I said, were you going to say something, Officer Loud?
No, you got to come down. I'll go after you.
So like I said, that's what I was going to say. The Bible is so important because it describes the spirit of Esau, who is the oppressor. It describes who he is. And the reason why everybody's surprised of what Donald Trump is doing against Venezuela is because they have never been taught the truth of the Bible. They have never been taught that you're supposed to set your face against Mount Seir. And that is where Esau dwelt. They came out of the mountains. They are troglodytes. And when Christ comes back, they're going to wish they crawled back into their caves. But it's going to be too late because they're going into chains. Because they need to be contained. Look at what Donald Trump is doing. He said that now he's going to run Venezuela. And I don't know if you've seen that story, that story where it says that the Nobel Peace Prize, that one woman, that she wants to run as leader for Venezuela.
Good. Now, who's that woman?
Did you hear about that?
Nah,
I heard
it's
about
the
that.
woman who just got the Peace Prize. And now, they're saying that, it was a whole setup. But, that's the reason why the Bible is so important, because that is our Constitution and it contains our records. It contains our history with all the nations that have come against us. And we need to look into those records and we need to remember those records because that's what the Bible says. Remember the days of old. It says that if you ask, I'm just paraphrasing. If you ask, your ancestors, they will tell you. Right. We ask all through our generations from here going on back. They will tell us that the oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You understand? And more so, Black and Hispanics, you need to know who is your enemy. You believe your enemy is another Hispanic that wants to turn you into ICE. He is your enemy because he's siding with ICE. But who runs ICE? Who is in charge of that agency? Oppressor, DHS, ATF, FBI, DEA, because they have set up all these. From what I read, they say that the DEA was tracking Maduro. Talking about the DEA, when you look into the history, right? Because Donald Trump says that he really went into Venezuela because of the it considers Venezuela to be drug traffickers, right? Maduro to be a drug trafficker, and they want to sentence him. Well, I was looking into the story. I don't have the full details, but if you look into this Colombian, his name is Chepe. Let me get his name. So, let me get his name real quick.
No, so. If I could, real quick, I'm gonna read some comments while you get that.
Chepe
Oh, you got it.
Londoño.
Chepe Londoño. Okay.
Yeah,
You got, you got any info on him?
Chepe Londoño, and you will see how. Yeah, from what I was hearing, is that Chepe Londoño, who is a Colombian, and he helped Donald Trump even after he had millions. He helped Donald Trump set up in New York, and then after a while, they went after the Rodriguez and they went after Chepe Londoño himself. But Donald Trump used a drug cartel. I'm not sure if he was a leader, but he used a narco
terrorist
to help him escalate. There you go.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see what he did with the president of Honduras. He pardoned him. So if he's really against, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I can tell you. So this cat you talking about, Chepe, this is the cat from Narcos, like on the actual show.
Hold on,
in Narcos Colombia,
Yeah.
that's the Chepe. He's
Chepe
he's
Londoño.
on that show, the one that you're talking about. I didn't know that, but go ahead, Slaki.
Yeah, come sir. No, but I was just gonna say how he helped Donald Trump escalate and become rich, and then later on, America went after the influencers because Pablo Escobar was like the hood narco leader, and the Rodriguez, they were like the more business mindset cartel leaders, and that's who America. If you look into the story of like El Chapo, right? America always wants to put one leader to control all the cartels as a group, as an alliance,
right.
But they want that leader to have a business mindset, so it can align with America. He could become a puppet for America. And if you look into the story of El Chapo, that's the same way how America dealt with Miguel Angel Félix Gallardo, and then they used after they locked him up, they used El Señor de los Cielos, and then after that, they used El Chapo. But they always want to set somebody up business minded.
Imagine that, carnal.
And then they'll turn on him.
Right.
Yeah, they'll turn on him and start over.
Salaki, carnal. I was gonna say the name of the woman earlier is Delcy Rodriguez. I know y'all said it earlier, but that's the name Michael Love brought her name out, that wants to replace Maduro. And then Bipolar Squirrel said there you go. Bipolar Squirrel said a lot of people loyal to Maduro in Venezuela will put up guerrilla warfare insurgency with those cheap drones and will make it financially difficult to invest in Venezuela's oil infrastructure. I mean, hey man, I don't know, Bipolar Squirrel. I mean, I'm not a war expert. I'm not a general in Esau's military. I'm not out there with the guerrillas out there, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna do what they're gonna do to try and defend their home country, against a foreign invasion. And unfortunately,
if I could, carnal, the reason why. Go ahead.
I'll say if I could,
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you good, carnal. I'll say, they're gonna defend and they're gonna probably fight to the end, and the problem is that
it's because on my end is a little bit choppy.
Do I sound choppy? How about now? Hold on, let me see if I could fix that. Hold on.
Yeah, you going off, carnal. Salaki, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's just a little bit choppy and you're going off.
The sound, how about now? How do I sound now?
Everything coming out because I can hear him.
No,
clear.
I think it's your connection. Because it's showing the little low little circle.
Malama, I can hear you fine.
You can hear me fine? Okay, Kyle. It might be on your end, Kamada. But what I did is I turned.
You go in and out.
How about now? Yeah. Halak saying is good. We're good. That he can hear is good.
Okay, there you go.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just the feds trying to stop us. But I was gonna say real quick.
Right.
They're gonna fight until the end, and they're fighting off a foreign invader, and they have every right to do that. This oppressor, because they cannot understand anyone's pain except their own, and they have a God complex, thinking that what they do is right and everyone else is wrong. Think that they're wrong for fighting back, and they're gonna call them terrorists and insurgents and whatnot. They're gonna say that they're bringing freedom and prosperity to Venezuela. Watch how worse the situation is going to get in Venezuela now because of Donald Trump. Y'all saw what happened in Iraq, how Iraq was before the United States came in and invaded Iraq. Ruined it. Same thing with Afghanistan. So watch how Venezuela is going to be right after this. And that's the thing, man. This oppressor sells us, will take a leak on you and call it rain. You know what I mean? That's how devious this oppressor is. But go ahead, Kamada.
Oh, yeah. So like, I want to say, like, because when you look at the who has the most oil, right? Like Venezuela's number one. They have like about 300 and something billion barrels, and then it says that Somalia has like 200 and something barrels, right? But the difference is that Donald Trump said this, that Venezuela is the backyard of America, right? The Caribbean, you understand? So that's the reason why Donald Trump wants Venezuela, because not only do they have oil, and the generals have brought it out before that the oil is what keeps the war running. You need oil for planes, for everything. You understand? And not only that, but once again, his son has made a deal with the Pentagon with for the rare earth minerals. And if you look on Google, and maybe you could find it, and if you search how many rare earth minerals does Venezuela have that Donald Trump Jr. needs, it'll give you a whole list of all the minerals. It's about like 9 to 12, I think 9 to 12 minerals that Venezuela has, that his son needs for this deal.
So, like, I just wanted to share this clip real quick while we're talking about it, right? Look at this, carnales. Because we had mentioned, right, Trump, what he said.
Tonight and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault. And it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolás Maduro to justice. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. Late last night and early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela.
So Lucky, that's not the one. That's just him giving a briefing on what he did, right? I wanted to find where he says they're gonna take control of what's this one? Look, stage. Look at this.
Ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that, and the
Okay, so like that wasn't a clip. I was trying to find the one of where he says they're gonna control Venezuela.
Listen, with that second wave though, man, like he's who knows if he's actually gonna do that to Venezuela, but like I feel like what he's doing, he's trying to like make an example, you know, and he's like damn near putting fear into other countries in like, you know, of course Central America, Mexico, definitely Mexico. You know, you heard what he said to the Mexican president, the Jewish
I got
lady.
I got that clip too.
You know, of course, she's not the president of Mexico is not Mexican. She's not an Israelite. She's a heathen. But you know, he's telling her. He said that she's a good woman, but that she's not running Mexico correctly.
Of course.
So, like meaning like they need to intervene and you know take out the. They were talking about taking out the cartels. And I don't know if y'all remember though, like for a little while that was on the news and social media of them like, you know, going to take out the cartels. That was like about 2 years ago.
Right.
They were talking about it, you know. They were talking about it a lot. That was like a big talk. So now they're talking about fighting with other countries like Mexico, and then the other one was Colombia. Colombia was the other one. That if you can play that video, you can play the video where he said he says that the president of Colombia needs to watch his ass.
Yeah, I'll play it again.
Those are the words that he used. He needs to watch his ass.
So like, sir, if I could real quick, we got Officer 5000 Mater Bar here with us.
Hey, y'all shoot man. I wish y'all gotta send me y'all number. Cause I was just on some gangbanging ass nigga radio show 2 nights ago. He was trying to talk about Mexicans, Latinos, they not people, they they white. And I had to go off on his goddamn show at the end of the show. You know what I'm saying? To show him that y'all are people. He like, man, I'll get you a plane ticket and fly you out here to Cali and take you to their neighborhood. And they ain't gonna want to hear none of that. You talking about we Israelites, and so these niggas out here destroyed. That's what I want to say.
No, and you know what? Like, you know what's funny that there's a couple. I've seen a couple comments of people saying that. You know, we'll get right back into the topic right now. I'm like, man,
that's right.
But like, people make it seem like in LA, like there's like a big racial division out here. And that blacks don't mess with the Mexicans and Mexicans don't mess with blacks. And like, you know, we're so segregated and we hate each other. And that's not the case.
Right.
You know, and you were saying that he's a gangbanger. Here's the funny thing that you have a lot of Mexicans joining black gangs.
Right.
You know, left and right. You have Mexicans joining black gangs, and they're not even talking like Cholos no more. They're talking like Judites and dressing like Judites. So like that what they're saying is just like what they're like holding on to like an old beef, you know, because I'm not gonna deny it that there was a beef, but you're talking about, you know, years ago, and right now especially with everything that's going on right now, It's
He
like you
tried to
don't
he
really
tried to
see
use a stupid ass analogy talking about well all the Mexicans, Latinos, they was great by the goddamn YT man. I'm like, nigga, that's so stupid. You think everybody was great by the YT man? They say the same thing about the Judites.
Right.
What you talking don't even make sense. That's why he was like, man,
Right.
how I get you a plane ticket, fly you out here to Cali, and I'll bring you to the Latino neighborhoods and guarantee they don't want to hear what you saying. I'm like, all right, we can do that, but guess what? I got so-called Mexican brothers out there in California. You know what I'm
And
saying?
listen, Commandant right here, Commandant, he had family in South Central. Didn't you have family out there, right?
So like,
I
if I
still
could
do.
real quick.
Oh, there you go. Like, you know, Commandant right here, he got
My
family
brother
in South
stays
Central.
near. Yeah, kind of. My grandma stays in South Central. My brother stays deeper down, but like I think it's like Watts or in Compton.
Right. The one I was on their podcast, their radio show the other night, he was from Watts. They from Watts, PJ Watts, Crips and stuff. And I'm like, y'all niggas stupid. They had an FBA nigga up there and all that. Like, y'all niggas are fucking stupid.
So like, so it's not the viral way,
Yeah,
is
kind
it?
of, sir. If I could, like the
No,
crazy
it
part
was
about that.
Bobby A. If y'all look up
Bobby A. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could, real quick, Commandant, or so like,
no, you got it.
Or so like, Commandant, I just want to say this real quick, right? He
No, go ahead,
said
Commandant.
he gonna fly you out here and take you to the Mexican neighborhoods, right, to the Mexican gang territories, and is gonna tell you to go preach the truth out to cats that are actively gangbanging. Is that what he's telling you?
Right. He tell me, I'll bring you out there to their neighborhoods. I guarantee they ain't gonna want to listen to that we all Israelite stuff. And in my mind, I'm like, nigga, is you stupid? You gonna bring me out there knowing they don't like niggas, as y'all say, to get no, I'm like, man, we got schools out there in California. So you know I ain't about to go out there by my goddamn self. I'm gonna call one of y'all, get in touch, man. Cause y'all can communicate with them. You know what I'm saying? Like these Negroes be so stupid, they don't understand what they be saying. But at the same time, I'll tell them, he like, yeah, I say, Negro, we hate each other.
Right.
But y'all don't say none of this to the goddamn YT, man. Y'all ain't mad at them, and you gonna talk about, yeah, a lot of them YT. I say, you know, some of them YT, because yeah, we have been, you know, great by the goddamn YT, man. But that don't mean the whole goddamn nation is. Like, what the hell is you talking about? That sounds stupid. That's our people. I told them, well, why don't y'all go have a conversation and sit down and talk with them?
Gosh,
y'all scared to do that.
Right.
You got it.
Okay, I'll just say this real quick. Tell them, if I go around a bunch of Crips who are actively gangbanging and I push them the truth, are they going to want to hear me? If I go around a bunch of Bloods that are actively gangbanging and push them the truth, are they going to want to hear me? You know,
I know.
They're not. Just like, that doesn't mean they, you know.
And
now
the stupid thing what he said is, he'll bring me out there to the neighborhoods. Well, if they don't like us, how you gonna bring me to the neighborhood? It don't make no goddamn sense.
Good.
But even that's what he's saying is a stupid thing to say, because you can go into Ishkar neighborhood, you can even have gangs in it, and they still might treat it will still be respect. Because look, there are some neighborhoods that don't like blacks, but like, you know,
right.
But
like I told him, what y'all brought out, what we brought out like a month ago on y'all radio show, was the so-called Mexicans was out there helping us during slavery and everything.
Right.
They try to deny that shit. No, I don't know. We been here. We the average. You know all them niggas say aborigine. We the average. Man, get the hell out of here.
You don't understand that when you come out here that you're gonna be good.
Right. That's what he don't understand. That's why I say, nigga, we got schools out there in Cali. We got the Hollywood School, we got Sacramento, we got Oakland. Nigga, we got schools out there. We got a lot of Latino brothers in our goddamn school. And if I come out there, I'm gonna be good. All I gotta do is hit my brothers. Hey man, look, he wanna take me out to a trip to these communities. You know what I'm saying? Like these Negroes, they so under their goddamn oppressor, they don't even realize the stupid shit that they be saying. But you got an FBA nigga up there talking stupid shit who I had to shut down and tell him, man, don't y'all got a transvestite talking about she the queen of y'all?
Good night.
They got quiet. They got quiet. Who ain't nobody gonna say nothing.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
But
man.
more than likely, the guy that you're talking to is probably LGBTQ down low.
Right.
Like I told him, I say my whole neighborhood is full of Latinos, man. We ain't never got no problem. My whole street is Latinos. He like, well, that's in Louisiana, blah blah blah. They ain't out here like this in California. I'm like, man, you full of shit. Y'all ain't got no Latino partners or none of that. They don't never answer none of that shit. Y'all, I ain't mean to interrupt y'all, man. I was just.
No, it's all good.
The other one.
It's all good. It's all right.
I mean, you know, or allow, you know, like, well.
What we're talking about right now, this is proof that we all family right here. Because right now we all being oppressed by the same devil. Like, you know,
when I tell them that, they don't want to go against the oppressor. They don't want to go against the oppressor. They steady want to go against our people. You know what I'm saying? That's why every time I go up on one of they goddamn radio show podcast, they say something about my brothers. I gotta jump on there and say something. Then you let me up. Hey, I want to let somebody go up to see his opinion. And when I bring out my opinion, then you start getting mad or whatever feelings you get in. No, they ain't our people. They hate us too, and blah blah blah. Man, the oppressor hates you more. He put the drugs in your community. He put them guns. He the one that caused division. He tried to separate us. You can't talk about my goddamn Latino brothers, nigga, and think it's gonna be cool. No, I'm gonna always defend our people, man. And that's what pissed them off. They get mad.
And then one of the main things that they say, oh, it's because you're not from LA. Like, come on, man. Like, and you know what? They're right. Like, let's say this. Let's stick to his what he's pushing, which is LA. If you go to the Bay Area, it's not like that. Northern California, you know, Blacks and Hispanics get along very well up there in Northern California, Sacramento, Bay Area, you know, up north.
Yeah, he tried to talk that shit like, oh no, the Mexicans out here push NK. Nigga, you push NK too. Damn. What the hell is you talking about?
Good.
If I could, I'm gonna read scripture real quick. Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together, yea, gather together, O nation not desired. And you know what? Like, this is a time for us to come together, man. You know, right now is the time to put away all that MK, you know, all that BS. Because you got to be living in a very small world to be still thinking like that. With everything that's going on right now, like, come on. Right now is the time for us to come together. This scripture alone, man, like, you know, this scripture alone speaks volumes.
Right.
It's a heavy scripture because this scripture can only be talking about us. What's going on in Venezuela, with the fear of Donald Trump, you know, invading Cuba, invading Honduras or Colombia or maybe, you know, that's the fear that he put on these countries. Now these countries are thinking like, damn, are they gonna invade our country next? You know, is he gonna come for us next? You know, you gotta not think so small. You know, and right now is the time to think ahead, which is this devil gonna invade our country? There's a lot of Colombians, a lot of Mexicans, a lot of Cubans that live in the United States. And if he invades those countries, you're gonna be looked at as an enemy too. If you live here. If they're invading those countries, you're gonna automatically be an enemy. You know, so right now it's time for us to come together, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian. You know, we're one family, we're one body. You know, we come from the same bloodline. That's what I told that you were taught in the world or that you're taught in the streets, all of that comes from our oppressor. And that is created so we can be divided, so we can be separated.
Right.
You know,
That's what I
gangs
told
don't
the
only
Negro, man.
separate black and brown, but gangs separate Mexicans in general. Because now you got Mexicans fighting each other, you got blacks fighting each other. Those things are created for us to fight and kill and divide each other. And not just gangs, you can choose religion as well. Religion, gang banging, politics, you know, LGBTQ, you know, drugs. All these things are created for us to self-destruct or, you know, or kill each other. You know. So now it's time for us to come together. And where do you come together? In the ISUPK under command of General Yohana. We got
That's
schools
right.
set up all over. West, we got schools branching out to Mexico, to Dominican Republic, to Haiti, Honduras, Puerto Rico, you know. So there is no excuse for us not to find the truth or not to find safety. Safety is in here. You just gotta make your way in here, you know, and
Right.
don't let bullshit stop you from coming into the school. Don't let a knucklehead from a podcast put things in your head to tell you Mexicans are not our family. We can't get along with Mexicans because whatever, you know,
Right.
vice versa. We can't get along with blacks because they're from a different gang or from a different street. All of that has to go. All that has to be washed away, put away, you know,
Right.
because we got a bigger enemy. We got a bigger bully. We got a bigger fish to fry, you know. And if you can't think like that, man, they going to take you out. You know what I'm saying? Donald Trump don't give a damn where you from. He's trying to take out everybody. Cuba, Venezuela, Colombia, Honduras, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Mexico. You know, he's going after all of us.
Right.
And you're thinking that, and your thoughts are, man, the guy down the street wants to fight me and wants to kill me, or he's black and is Mexican.
Right.
Man, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking small, or maybe that weed is clouding up your mind. You know?
Right.
We got right now, we gotta be like what the scripture says, to be sober minded, because our adversary, the devil,
Right. What you're saying is heavy because
there's a
this
devil out there trying to get you.
This Negro want to talk about hey, let's use the ICE number. I say, is y'all using the ICE number on the goddamn devils that's here? Is y'all using ICE to get rid of these so-called YT people? But you want to talk about let's use the ICE? These YT people ain't even from here. But you talking about let's use the ICE? That shit pissed me off right there. That shit had me pissed off. Y'all ain't gonna do that to your goddamn oppressor, but you gonna do that to our own brothers and sisters.
Right.
Like these gangbanging niggas, and I used to be an ex-gangbanger, but these gangbanging niggas stupid as hell. They really goddamn stupid. And they learn from their goddamn oppressor to still follow the ways of their oppressor. That's why they say stupid shit.
Come.
If I could, I just want to say this, right? It's not a coincidence that these cats is talking about that when this whole thing with Venezuela is going down, you know? And they're pushing that on their podcast because it gets them views. And also because someone is paying them to say these things. And as Commander Junior Hanna has brought out, right, a lot of these podcasters and people on social media that are pushing the vision, a lot of them are, you know, really federal agents or CIA agents to keep us divided, to keep us against one another. So these cats might not even be actual gang members, or they might be snitches, you know, and then that you know, that's probably, you know,
Hey,
it just
at
might
the end
be.
of this podcast, him and the two people that was agreeing at first, at the end of the podcast, I had them going against each other. Him and the dude and the FBA nigga was going against each other.
Especially at Sakan, especially that FBA movement, man. Like, you can't tell me that that's not COINTELPRO, CIA, you know, people that are just working for the feds, and they're telling them to push this out there. Because it's like I said, it's not a coincidence that all this is being said while all this is happening at the same time.
Yeah.
And then to tell people, concert, Salaki.
Nah, Salaki. One of the brothers on there, he was saying all this to defend because he got a YT woman.
Imagine that, man.
He got a whole YT woman. But like I say, at the end of the podcast, I had him going against the FBA dude. They on there arguing, fussing, clowning at each other. But y'all ain't gonna get up there and talk about my Latino brothers and that. No. Talking about, oh, hey, we all should be calling ICE. No, did you call ICE on the YT people? Because they the ones stole the land. You ain't call ICE on them. You ain't say let's get them out of this country because this not their country. What you gonna talk about my Latino brothers and sisters?
Right.
The Latinos, they mostly white. Man, where you get that shit from? Y'all could just kill that. That ain't about to happen. You got it though.
Go ahead, Kabadai. Do you want to say anything on that? Oh, can y'all hear him?
No, we can't hear him. I can't hear him.
No, you got it, Kadam. It's a while.
Go right back to where we at, Mom.
Sir. I'm gonna share this real quick.
The U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground? How will that work?
Well, you know, they always say able to do and accomplish will make the people of Venezuela rich. We won't have to do successful. We probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore.
President, does the U.S. running the country mean that U.S. troops will be on the ground? How will that work?
Well, you know, they always say boots on the ground. Oh, so we're not afraid of boots on the ground if we have to have. We had boots on the ground last night at a very high level, actually. We're not afraid of it. We don't mind saying it. But we're going to make sure that that country is run properly. We're not doing this in vain. This is a very dangerous attack. This is an attack that could have gone very, very badly. We could have lost a lot of people last night. We could have lost a lot of dignity. We could have lost a lot of equipment. The equipment is less important, but we could have lost a lot. And we're going to make sure that this is proper. We're there now. We're ready to go again if we have to. We're going to run the country right. It's going to be run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make it run very judiciously, very fairly. It's going to make a lot of money. We're going to give now. We're ready to go. We're going to run the country right. I
just want to get that part. I repeat. As you see, he just admitted they're going to run Venezuela. They took it over. They're going to run it. And he said that boots on the ground isn't. They're not scared of it because they're already planning for that. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, Salaki, we just went over these stories tonight on our podcast. Things we talk about was getting rid of the Venezuelan government and everything like that, so they can place their own goddamn government over there.
Sir.
That's what they want to do. They want to take over every land, every country, and have authority over it. To put now, what's gonna happen to the Venezuelan women and kids that's over there? We already know what they're gonna do. They're gonna wind up raping them and unaliving the men. Imprisoning the men. That's their whole purpose. The same thing they did to the United States when they came over here. Raped everybody, unalived everybody so they could take over. Like, that's a bunch of garbage that he talking about. And he know it. That's why his eyes was fluttering. If you look at the video, his eyes was fluttering. You got
it. This is his running the country and his next wave, right? Salaki, I will just share this real quick.
Pues llámame mamá. Vamos bien, Michi. Vamos bien. Mira allá, mira.
That's crazy, man. Like,
Esto es Avenida Fuerzas Armadas, algo explotó. Se estremecieron los edificios, no sé qué está pasando allí, pero han pasado bastantes motorizados y los bomberos.
so like, didn't Donald Trump said they went after a heavily fortified, what did he say? Heavily fortified area? Is that what he said?
I couldn't hear him, but I know one thing: when the wicked is in rulership, the earth will mourn. You know that.
Now, Salakia, sir, if I could real quick, he was saying when they did the attack on Venezuela, right, that they were going after heavily fortified areas or military installations. That looked like regular apartment buildings, man. Residential areas is what he was attacking.
Right.
And then he's launching missiles and bombs at them. When he's throwing the missiles and the bombs at the fishing boats and stuff, right? There you go, the water, Michael Love. Appreciate you.
Well,
Heavily fortified compound.
There's a video of
the YouTuber. Talk about coming down. This one. This one right here. I think I got it right here.
Y después van hacia arriba, ¿sí? Si es por parte de su madre o parte... boludo, se cortó la luz.
You might want to double check that, because I was
Van hacia arriba.
Which is not it. Say again, sir?
I was hearing that was fake.
Oh, that was fake? Okay, so
I seen some comments saying that was fake.
AI?
Not AI, but like that's not even in Venezuela, supposedly.
Okay, no, never mind. Salakia. Disclaimer.
Yeah, because you can even hear the blast.
Yeah, There's some more though. There's different ones that is Venezuela. You know.
But I was gonna say that Caracas is a I think Caracas is the capital, if I'm not mistaken. But it's a big city, and there's other cities around it too that got hit, and also Maduro, he declared state of emergency. Did you see that? I don't know how true it is, but I was reading that Maduro, before he was captured, or before he was kidnapped, he declared state of emergency.
Go ahead, Kamala Salakia.
Now, would you able to hear what I said?
Barely. Go ahead. You can say it again, please. Salakia.
No, I was saying that Maduro, before he got kidnapped, he declared state of emergency.
God.
Did y'all see that?
Nah, you got a clip of it?
And I also saw another video that it was, they say that it was the night before America attacked. And the crazy part is that America puts it in parentheses, attack.
Right.
when that's what they really did. They attacked Venezuela. But Maduro, he was kind of breaking down how he had a phone conversation with Donald Trump. And he said the first thing Donald Trump told him is President Maduro, and he said President Trump. And this is how you know that the Bible is talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and what the officer 5000 Matabar was saying, that when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn, and when the righteous are in rulership, the people rejoice, because Maduro, even though he's being persecuted by the oppressor, you know, after I don't know how many months Donald Trump has given them to surrender. And Maduro said that on that phone call, Donald Trump was like, he was still like giving them, like being kind, like saying kind words about this damn devil. So like
smooth words, Commodore.
No, I'm talking about Maduro. Maduro, the smooth words, it pertains to the East.
Oh, so like,
if you could find that video, Carnal, if you could find that video, if not, it's no sweat. When Maduro was talking about the conversation they had over the phone, you know, but Maduro is still saying, you know, kind things about Donald Trump, you know, knowing that he is his enemy, you know, and that, like, Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have to look out for that.
Right.
When we see the oppressor attacking us and terrorizing us, and we still try to justify what he does unto us,
right,
there's something wrong. And that is Stockholm syndrome. You know, we need to be like, you know what I said, it was that was hella out the spirit. Because I know he's after me. I know he's after my family. He's after my people. And I gotta be careful how I think.
Right, good man.
Because he is a damn devil. And
right.
If I could, I was gonna say, yeah, go ahead, Carnal. If you're gonna get this this precept, go ahead.
I wanted to share this precept real quick, right? Because this is how you know the beast that's being talked about in Revelation is America. This is Revelation 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. Now, of course, right, the two horns looking like a lamb, I mean, I might have the breakdown wrong in Salakia, but from what I recall hearing it is having the two horns like a lamb is meaning looking harmless, right? Looking harmless and innocent. And he spake as a dragon, speaking great, powerful things, you know, like that's from what I recall. But Salakia, correct me if I'm wrong. I put these two together, and that's this oppressor. That's the so-called white man, because everyone does not suspect this oppressor, you know, of you know, being, you know, harmful. What they call, they think these are a piece of civilized people, right, that are calm and docile. Meanwhile, they speak as dragons, man, speaking war and destruction and bringing down fire. Because look at the next part of the verse. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. Right. Of course, the worshiping is what? I mean, like I said, I gotta go back and get the correct breakdown for these, but mainly I want to get to verse 13. I mean, making you worship the first beast, right? What the Roman Empire was, was with Caesar Borgia, or what they did to Christ, and you worship Caesar Borgia today, right? And he is what, how do you say, the image of the first beast, right? That's a lot, and that, of course, the Roman Empire fell, but it healed and came back. And what's everyone's worship today? Sir, Roman Catholicism, right? Christianity,
right?
Like it, but and then verse 13 says, "And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men." What is that fire that comes down? You just saw that fire, which is those missiles, those bombs that he dropped on Venezuela. So we know that the beast is talking about the so-called white man. And Caesar Borgia was was part of the first beast, right? The Roman Empire, the European empires, right? The Romans that got wounded, right? And what was it for 1,000 years? They went I forgot Salakia. I got to get back and get that breakdown. But ultimately, America's the extension of that Roman Empire,
Right.
and they have the power to bring down fire from the sky unto many nations. Israel has that power to make fire come down and do great wonders, and everyone, sees it in the sight of men, the whole earth, right? You watch the news live on CNN and on Fox, and you're seeing bombs and missiles come out the sky and destroying apartment buildings and compounds, So this scripture, go ahead, sir.
You know who will understand this breakdown very well? The Japanese will understand this,
right?
Because the white man went and dropped nuclear bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They will understand what this dragon is. This dragon that's dropping fire from heaven, And what you're saying is right, like the white man go to these countries and drop these bombs, and like for us, like we only hear it, like how they just had their bullshit New Year's,
right?
And they fly those planes. Did you fly them around your area?
Nah.
I think over here. I'm right here by the Rose Bowl.
Oh, the parade. That's why, sir.
Yeah, right here by the parade. So every year they fly those planes in my city. So I hear them, like the way they sound, like is like something different,
right?
Damn near the house is kind of like shaking because they fly right over your right over the house. So I can only imagine what it's like when what it was like in Venezuela when they were flying those planes over their city and then dropping bombs. And you can see those videos, like the bombs going down. So that scripture that you're breaking down, like, is super heavy. Because this can only fit one person. This can only fit beast.
Right.
And that beast is America. And what you said, which is the Roman Empire. It's the same people. They're Caucasians.
Right.
It's like you got
concert. Like I'm seeing here's the fire once again from the heavens, man. And the destruction, man. And I'm trying to find a video of the helicopters. I had that video, Salakia. Is it this one right here?
Mira, pero ven acá, no se metan para acá, no sabemos que hay que se queda.
Sí. There are reports that you are considering strikes within Venezuela. Is that true?
No.
Have you made a decision on that?
No, it's not true.
No, that's
But we're buying oil from Venezuela. When I left, Venezuela was ready to collapse. We would have taken it over. We would have gotten all that oil. It would have been right next door. But now we're buying oil from Venezuela, so we're making a dictator very rich. Can you believe this? Nobody can believe it.
I was going to tell you to find that video. And also, I was going to send you the video where Trump is talking about how they're going to take Venezuela's oil to pay back, the damages that they have caused, or something that they have caused America. And that I think, hold on, I think you played it too, because there's a video back in 2024 when he was saying that he wants his first term, how he wants the oil in Venezuela, and then the same, but it's the same thing. He's it's the spirit of Esau,
right?
Right. The video that you played, was that recent, or was that back in the day?
I think that was like a timeline.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say go ahead, Abdullah. You gonna say something?
I'm about to wrap it up. I'm gonna let y'all take over. But I want to read this last scripture real quick. I want to read on Revelation 18:7.
Let me share it on the screen, sir.
Down to 8. Because look, right now, America is acting like a bully. You know, acting like a bully, a whole lot of pride. You know, they take pride in invading these countries, and then coming back and laughing about it, making
Right.
jokes about it. Because that's what they're doing. They're making jokes about it, making jokes about Maduro taking his country, arresting him, making memes out of him. You know, and what's gonna happen, dog, is that what they're doing to these countries, dog, is gonna come right back to them.
Right.
The Lord is gonna bring this nation down. The Lord is gonna bring America down. I'm gonna read about it real quick in Revelation 18:7. Of course, in Revelation, you're reading about John's vision, talking about something that's happening in the future. And in this future, he saw this kingdom called Babylon the Great. Babylon the Great is the biblical name for America. In this context, it's talking about America, right? Babylon was known for bringing all nations together. That's what America did. America brought all nations together. I'm going to read Revelation 18:7.
I
How
got it right
much
here,
she
sir.
glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. America glorifies herself. You know what I'm saying? That's what Donald Trump
Right.
says about America. He says
Right.
that we have the greatest military. He boasts about how great the military America is, how great America is, right? Strongest nation, strongest country, talking about the golden age. Man, we have the, that America's back. Uh, Donald Trump glorifies America. This nation glorifies herself and live deliciously. They live good off of our blood, sweat, and tears. Live good off of slavery, right? They live good off of our work, our slavery, right? So much torment and sorrow give her, for she has said in her heart, I sit a queen and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. They don't think America's ever gonna end. They don't ever
Right.
they gonna see pain. They don't ever think that this nation's gonna come down. They think that this nation is gonna last forever.
Right.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord who judgeth her. The Lord is going to judge this nation, is going to judge this country. And how is she going to get judged? This nation is going to be judged with fire.
Right.
This nation we were just talking about right now is how they drop fire on other countries. They drop fire on Venezuela.
Damn right.
God is going to drop fire on this nation. It's not going to come from the hands of men. It's going to come from the hands of the Most High. The Most High is going to burn this nation to the ground. And he will use other nations to do it. But this is coming from the Lord.
Right.
That's right.
And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. And that's what this nation is gonna be. It's gonna be burned with fire. This nation ain't gonna last forever. It's gonna come to its end. So like you shall see the smoke of her burning, and that's it. And look, that's the whole point. That's the whole reason why you have these other nations. That's why you have America building these bunkers. That's why they're building cities underground.
Right.
Because they know that their day is coming. They know that this nation. Look, there's a scripture in the Bible that says that that God is gonna mock their calamity. He's gonna mock them when they're in their low state.
Right.
That's what's coming, man. Because you put us in misery, you put us in pain, you made us, our women, men, and children, and elderly suffer and cry and die. And you're gonna reap what you sow.
Right.
That's what's written in the Bible. So I'm gonna pass the next brother. I'm gonna wrap it up though. Y'all
All
go
right,
ahead
sir.
and rock it out.
All right, sir.
Can y'all send me y'all number on Messenger? That dude I was talking about, he got a live right now. He's still talking. I wanted to get y'all jumping the live with us. I told him put the live stream in this thing.
But go ahead, Malama. Y'all got it. Y'all keep rocking it out. What y'all was doing?
If I could piggyback on what Officer Lahab was talking about, right? How America lives deliciously, right? And it all comes from being blessed with the sword. And I wanted to bring it full circle, right? How Esau was set up, meaning the oppressor. And this, what Officer Lahab was reading is a prophecy that's going to come to pass. But if you could take me, Malakma, to Genesis 27, and if you could start off on verse 39.
Conquer not. One second.
You know, because you know, everything the Bible's prophesied has come to pass.
27
you know,
and 9.
There's historical mark. 27 and 39.
39.
There's historical markers, you know, that Esau wants to erase its history. Esau wants to erase American history and wants to replace it with what they call it, what they're trying to replace it with.
The
you know,
their version of history, like the great, what is it? The transatlantic migration.
Is it replacement theology or something?
Something like
that. Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Right. And you know, like Esau's trying to, we shame Esau so much that he wants to hide his history that he foretold at one time, and now he wants to hide it, and now he wants to say that the transatlantic slave trade was not, you know, was not real. That these people were people who wanted to what'd you say, Malakma, right now?
The what is it? The replacement theology, and then the great replacement theory, or something like some you said, Commandant?
No, but what you said, you said instead of calling it slavery, they called it
something
else.
They wanted to call it, instead of the transatlantic slave trade, they wanted to call it the transatlantic migration.
There you go, transatlantic migration. So Esau, right? That's the reason why he is the devil, because he is the father of deception. Right? You got that for me, Malakma?
Con, let me get there real quick. So like
Genesis.
All right, it's right here. Genesis 29, 20. If you can't
Genesis
just
27.
my profile name. So like just real quick, coming up to Officer Madabar. My profile name on Facebook is the same right there as you see on the message right here. It says Malakma _1 West 1 WUPK. You can reach me right there, sir, if you're trying to, you know.
You can just send me your number on Messenger. It's Madabar on Messenger.
Madabar Yahawada or UPK Madabar?
UPK Madabar. It's one, I had two, not the old one.
Okay. All right, I got it now. Genesis 27 and 39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above.
Right. So, you know, Christianity likes to misunderstand what's being said here. Right. Like Esau, he received a blessing, but a blessing is not the same thing as a promise. Right. And Esau is not being given a covenant.
Right.
He's being given a blessing here. His blessing is that he shall dwell with by the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above, meaning that he's being told where he will hunt the fatness of the earth. Wherever there's oil, wherever there's minerals, that's where he's gonna hunt. And he's hunting Venezuela. He's hunting Somalia. He's hunting anywhere where is considered the fatness of the earth, meaning that there's resources, rich, rare earth minerals. And Esau, he doesn't cultivate. What he does is that he occupies, and he positions himself where the oil, where the resources, where the fatness of the earth is, where the gold is, where the the minerals, where the trade routes are. Because at one point, I think that's the reason why I think the brother will even brought it out too, right? Panama,
Right.
They wanted to target Panama because it was a trading route coming out of Panama, and he didn't inherit no abundance. I know it seems like America is filled with abundance, and that's the reason why everybody wants to come to America, because it is the American dream and you can prosper. But that is deception. America does not have abundance. Everything that they have has been extracted. They have extracted it from another people, right? And that's how it became a powerful nation, right? They go where the lithium is, where the oil is flowing, right? They so much so that they went into indigenous lands in America, right? And they started to I remember they had Native Americans. What's that state, Malama, that they were going into the flow and they wanted to kick the Native Americans out? This happened like 10 years ago.
You're talking about Standing Rock?
Remember that I can't recall what was it called, but I remember that one of the brothers at my slavery, he was a Native American, and then he went out there to fight against the devils.
Standing Rock.
Okay, Standing Rock, right? So wherever there's rare earth minerals,
right,
wherever that sits, America's gonna go there because he wants that soil. And Venezuela fits this biblical pattern perfectly. The fatness of the earth. They have oil, they have gold, they have coltan, rare earth minerals. And Donald Trump Jr., he just made a deal with the Pentagon, with rare earth minerals. Now, China, they used to provide America with rare earth minerals, but they don't want to do that no more, right? So the land in Venezuela is fat,
right?
And Esau, the Bible calls them swift as the eagle flieth,
right?
But really, he's a vulture because he's a culture vulture,
right?
And he circles around, plotting on where to attack. Right, he circles around, and then he goes for the kill. He goes to devour like a vulture. The Bible calls him an eagle, swift as the eagle flieth.
Right.
You understand? So like if you could read the next verse.
Hold on 1 second.
No sweat.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, it shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Right, and this is Esau's livelihood, right? And it is force. It is not a covenant. It is not a law. It is, because the Lord never made a covenant with Esau.
Right.
Right. And the Bible prophesies that his livelihood includes wars, threat, sanctions, coups, regimes, and they have updated that method right? And they had updated it by in modern ways, right? They don't have to roll tanks anymore. They destabilize currencies. They starve economies, they isolate governments, and then step in as liberators or partners. That's what Esau Donald Trump is doing. He did that with Cuba. He did that with all the places that had the fatness of the earth. He destabilized them with currency, right? He did that with what's that one heathen that wanted to use he no longer wanted to use the currency, the American currency. He wanted to use the euros.
Saddam Hussein.
He did that with Saddam Hussein.
Wow,
and then he did that with Iraq. He starved economies. He's doing that with Palestine. He's yeah. Go ahead, Kanan.
So like, not to interrupt, just real quick, I want to say this to you. He did that, right? And then all of a sudden, Bush decided that Iraq needed freedom.
That's what I was going to get into, Karnal.
I
was gonna say that's the same pattern that Esau uses, because the Lord already prophesied of Esau, right? And going back that he steps in as a liberator. What did he say? What did he say about Venezuela? He said that he was going to make the Venezuelan people rich.
Right.
You understand? And then he said, but then he followed it up with and then we're gonna have to take some of that oil to pay back. This is one thing that I've learned, that a lot of times when somebody what somebody says at the end of their statement is really what they mean.
Right.
He really wants to make himself rich, make America rich, but he deceives. He's deceiving the Venezuelans by making them believe that he's their liberator.
Right.
I brought it out how he, they want Donald Trump to step in, and all of this that Donald Trump is doing, that is the sword, and is dressed. He dresses it, and that's how that the oppressor is the devil, because he dresses it in policy language.
Right.
That's how he does it. Right. If you could get the last one for me, Carnal.
Real quick, just want to shout out Michael Love. He said, 2 horns like a lamb, but speaks as a dragon. There you go.
Right.
Carnal.
Yeah, and when Donald Trump talks openly about taking the oil or controlling supply chains, he is echoing exactly what the Bible prophesied against him, whether he knows it or not. China refused to be a dependent supplier, and by not wanting to supply America with its resources. So what does Donald Trump have to do? He needs to now go and look for a new supplier, but he doesn't want to pay the supplier. He wants to have the supply, and he goes and he does it with the sword. If you could get the verse 41, Carnal.
I got it right here, Carnal. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Right. And Venezuela was blessed. All the oil, all the minerals, that is a blessing. I mean, so that is a promise. And there's a difference between a promise, a covenant, and a blessing. Right. And Esau's violence isn't random. And it is resentment driven. It is resentment driven because he sees that Venezuela who are God's chosen people, received a covenant, received a promise. And Esau went and he stole, and he justifies it with, saying that he's going in there to fight the drug war, right? But really, he's just using those words to make Americans believe that he's doing it for a good cause.
Right.
When that's what the Bible calls it, says that his words are smoother than butter.
Butter.
You understand? So we have to look at Esau's everything Esau is doing, everything Donald Trump is doing lines up with the Bible. Right. He has a hatred for his brother Jacob in his heart, meaning that, and this is a perpetual hatred. He first started off with the people in his own country, with Black and Hispanics, right? And so like we're not his people, but he started off with the people, meaning the Black and Hispanics. He started terrorizing us because once again, he has resentment driven, because he knows that the Lord made a covenant with us because he was a coward.
Right.
He was a coward. He gave up his covenant for a piece of meat. Right. And now that's the reason why he wants to slay his brother Jacob. That's the reason why he wants to slay Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You understand? The Bible is the real deal. When you want to know what is the solution to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you need to understand that first we have an enemy, and that he has a resentment driven.
Right.
Because he sold his what does the Bible say he sold? Salakia.
Sold his birthright.
He sold his birthright. There you go, Salakia. He sold his birthright. You understand? So Donald Trump he's who the Most High prophesied against. Him and his nation. Esau, the Edomites, Idumea.
Right.
And Black and Hispanics, we need to understand that he is our enemy. We're not one another's enemy. And what Officer Matabar is bringing out, you have so-called Blacks and so-called Hispanics coming at one another, when the real enemy is attacking us in live TV. On live TV, he's attacking us, making threats.
Right, Carnal.
You understand? So let's
right.
You Carnal.
No sweat. And that's heavy say. I want to share that because we was going back right to saying how they freed Venezuela, and then what Michael Love brought right about I forgot what he brought out, but that whole speech of freeing America, freeing Venezuela, and freeing them. Look at this. This is, remember how I'm comparing Venezuela to Panama. Calling it Panama 2.0. Here's an example.
Okay.
Listen to this speech right here.
Well, on Wednesday, December 20th, I ordered U.S. troops to Panama with 4 objectives: to safeguard the lives of American citizens, to help restore democracy, to protect the integrity of the Panama Canal treaties, and to bring General Manuel Noriega to justice. All of these objectives have now been achieved. At about 8:50 this evening, General Noriega turned himself in to U.S. authorities in Panama with the full knowledge of the Panamanian government. He was taken to Howard Air Force Base in Panama, where he was arrested by DEA. A U.S. Air Force C-130 is now transporting General Noriega to Homestead Air Force Base, Florida.
What happened?
Right.
Oh, that's crazy, right?
That's George Bush. You know what I'm saying? At the same
President
time,
Bush.
you know, we got many enemies, like the scriptures say. All nations were confederate against us.
Right, sir.
All nations.
I was say, if I could, right, I wanted to ask you a question. How similar was that speech that George Bush gave then, similar to the speech Trump just gave?
They on the same page.
Same page, right?
They on the same page.
What else coming down? You know, and that's what's crazy. I'm trying to find more videos. Let me find a military strike in Panama real quick, just to show how similar it was, right?
Yeah. I told the brother to put the link up in this thing. He got scared or something. He didn't want to put the link up.
Nah, no sweat. It's all good. You know, he can always come on here and let us break it down to us how, you know, the situation is if he's ever in the mood to. So I ain't even sweating his you know, they gonna think what they gonna think, sir. They got their platforms. This is also what I'll say. I don't want. They do that for views. You understand? They do that for views and monetization, views and content. And he knows how shit goes down out here. These cats on you know, they're speaking to a certain audience. Oh, we got comment back. You know, so he's gonna make it seem a certain way because, you know, content wise. Kamada, I'm gonna try and add you back to the screen. Are you there?
Yeah, Kana. Salagi.
No, you to walk on. I was just did you hear the speech with George Bush?
Yeah.
God, how similar was that to Donald Trump's speech?
Is the same spirit of Esau.
Right. It's every devil president speech. All of them be the same.
Right.
They all follow the same thing.
Like I'm gonna share this video real quick, right? To play this, right? And look, yeah, Michael Love brought it out. He said George Bush Jr. said the same thing about Saddam Hussein, also about weapons of mass destruction. Like it's like these oppressors, I guess, just they're not very smart as they portray themselves to be, man. You'd think you would change it up a bit. Oh, did we lose camera again?
Nah, Salagi. Yeah, you're right.
It's lucky. If I may give a shout out to Michael Love, man. That man be in Captain Zoriac, goddamn car problems every goddamn day.
God, sir. Salaki, side note. When I met this brother at our class, I said, Salaki, you the brother that's always getting shouted out by Captain Zoriac?
Yeah, right.
Salaki, yeah, but look at this,
Mamá huevo, qué locura. Moscaí. Mira esa mierda, explotaron allá toda esa mierda, porque tú no estás explotando.
Mierda, marico, se prendió el peo en esta mierda, yo.
Mamá, huevo, ¿qué mierda es esta?
So there was that one. I'm trying to find the one of So like, let me take this off. The one of the attack on Panama. Oh, here it is. Look at this. Now, the only difference is this was in daylight, but look at this similarity.
On this day in 1989, the United States invaded Panama. It was ordered by President George H.W. Bush. The mission was to overthrow military dictator Manuel Noriega. He later surrendered and was flown to the U.S. On this day in 1989, the United States
But as you saw, like you saw, the Trump wasn't afraid of putting boots on the ground, as he said. Why? Because he probably wants to do the same thing that Bush did during that time in Panama: send troops in and start going into the quote unquote compounds. And then it was brought out like how all the horrible things that the soldiers did to the Panamanian people. And it's crazy because even in that war with Panama, you had two sides, right? Two sides, one that cheered America and the other one that protested America. And what do you have right now? You got a group that's cheering, America and Venezuela, and another one that's protesting America and Venezuela. And it's like history repeats itself, as they say, but this oppressor just doesn't change. He is who he is. I wanted to find footage of the compound getting bombed. I think it's this one right here. Just trying to find the straight. There it is. This one right here. Let's see. His brother said, Panama happened when I first moved to California from New Jersey. Okay, not. Damn it.
Ooh, and the people of Panama won't change. The year is 1989. It is the typical story of a military leader with too much power and is not about to lose any of it. These are the images the world saw through the television. I remember A buddy and I were alerted and sent to Fort Bragg, North Carolina. We didn't know what was happening. Just like the old Army saying, we were the first to go and the last to know.
And there it is. Look at the compound.
It feels like the whole city's burning. Noriega's headquarters is surrounded by a poor neighborhood, mostly old wooden buildings. Fire destroyed everything. A Black Hawk helicopter approaches.
Elijah's trying to. There we go. I mean, this is the soldiers mobilized, but I want to find that exact moment right there. This is the one.
All hell breaks loose. We didn't know who was shooting.
So like it, this user right here, Grisha Brown said, right, shout out, she said, with America, there's no war crimes. That's why Russia doesn't care. If you could, Grisha, you want to break that down a little bit more on what you mean. When you say Russia doesn't care, are you talking about Russia doesn't care about Venezuela, or Russia doesn't care about attacking America or defending Venezuela? But let me keep playing this.
Who? There's a Spectre gunship above, blasting PDF strongholds. The sound of 50 caliber machine guns roar all night. We use night vision cameras. A Black Hawk helicopter approaches with a howitzer. It gets fired at. It returns fire. A van runs a roadblock.
And that's the destruction. That's what you can see.
We're going inside the Commandancia, the PDF main headquarters. The stench of the dead turns my stomach. It makes my eyes water. I can feel the wickedness of this place in the air. Murals like this are everywhere. Cutthroats on all the gringos.
This is all destruction coming out. This is from Panama.
So like what the scripture say? The thief cometh but for to steal.
Right. Which one's Carnal?
No, just paraphrasing. I believe it says the thief cometh but for to steal.
Right.
That's what America does. They go into the countries that are the fatness of the earth, and he's a thief, and he's only there to steal.
Right.
He's not there to liberate anybody. He's not there to fight against corruption.
Right.
He is there to steal because he's a thief. He's an unaliver. He is SA.
Right.
What's another word we use if they don't understand what SA is?
He's an abuser or a predator. He's a predator.
He's a predator. Right? He's a predator. That is the spirit of Esau. But if I could, Carnal, were you going to show more videos? I wanted to say something.
No, go ahead, Carnal.
Because we're a little bit over the time, but if you look in the comments of all these videos from what Malagma just showed from Panama to the videos that were just being uploaded from Venezuela, and you look in the comment section, you're gonna see devils praising Donald Trump.
Right.
You understand? And it reminds me of General Yohana had brought out in that class with Tabawan, Police Officer Tabawan, where it says that the Lord raised up Pharaoh for that purpose.
Oh, for even this purpose have I raised thee up?
Yeah, Romans 9:17. If you could grab that, Malagma,
Carnal.
because everybody is praising Donald Trump, how he's America's hero, how America's a superpower because of what they seen on social media, what they're seeing on the news, how Donald Trump is sending agencies to go terrorize Black and Hispanics, how he's saying the military and DEA and what have you, special forces to go and invade and kidnap, leaders of other countries or unalive them. In America, they praise Donald Trump. They're praising Donald Trump. You can read that, Carnal.
All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 17. For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, even for this same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might shew my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord raised up Pharaoh. Today, Donald Trump is Pharaoh because according to the Bible, America is spiritually Egypt. You see that that pyramid on that dollar. They have that what is that? That phallus that's in Washington.
Right.
What's that called, Malagma?
The Washington Monument.
Is there a name? That's what it's called, the Washington Monument. The thing that looks like the phallus.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Okay, yeah, kind. So America spiritually Egypt because Egypt also had Black, Hispanics, and Native American in servitude. And they were also terrorizing the Israelites. And that's what America does. And the Lord raised up Donald Trump on purpose.
Right.
Not because he's a good leader. He is a good leader for the oppressor because he's racist, and racist means that you put your people first. Blacks, Hispanics, and Americans, we have to put each other first above all nations. You understand? So the Lord didn't raise up Donald Trump because he's good, because he is right, because he's letting him get big, loud, and reckless. That's what Donald Trump, he likes to boast, but the Lord is exposing him in front of everybody.
Right, Carnal.
And that's the setup. We need to understand that the Lord is setting him up, just like the scripture says, for this cause. So even for the same purpose have I raised thee up. The Lord is raising up Donald Trump.
Right.
And he's raising him up for a reason.
Right.
People hype Donald Trump, you know, because he's flexing, you know, his power on Venezuela, and he's doing all the talk. So like all the talk, you know, and he's squeezing, you know, countries for resources because he wants to, you know, be rich, and he wants to make everybody rich around him.
Right.
You know, and he's moving in like he runs the world, because he said that he's going to run Venezuela, like if he runs the world. But that's the spirit of Donald Trump, of the oppressor overall, and the Lord is setting him up, right? And everybody's is applauding Donald Trump. They're applauding him. Were you going to say something, Malakma?
Just go ahead and get it in real quick, and give me 1 second.
You want to say something?
I'll be right back.
Okay, no, kind. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord has a trap set for Donald Trump. When everybody is gassing, when America is gassing each other up, like, you know, that's the reason why I voted for Donald Trump. You know, you understand, because he's taking illegals away. You know, he's going and he's you know, bullying other countries. You understand? And what you need to understand is that there's a downfall coming to Donald Trump in America. You understand? And sometimes somebody getting money or somebody getting muscle, right? Because in the hood, you will understand that very well, right? You get respect too fast. And Donald Trump, he's getting all the respect. All the American patriots are cheering him on, right? And nobody wants to check him. All right, he's in alliance with other countries, but nobody wants to check him for what he's doing, right? China, Russia, they want to check him. They're saying, you know what you're doing is wrong. Let Maduro go. And that's when he's going to start moving in a way that is going to make him fall, because he's a prideful, his nation is a prideful being, and the Lord set him up to be prideful. His pride is his destruction. He believes that he sits on the most high seat, and the Lord is going to tear him down. That's in the book of Obadiah. You understand? And when he falls, America is going to be quiet. Everybody's going to see it. And America is going to learn why he was set up. For this purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee. The Lord is going to show his power, that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And the Lord's name is going to be declared, because the priest and prophet in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General Yohana are prophesying against this beast. And that's how the Most High's name is going to be declared. You understand? Nobody, the Christian church has never declared the Most High, because they don't know the Most High. Not only do we know the Most High's word, but we are obedient to it. We follow. So like I said, if you want to say anything, you want to chime in, stop me, sir. Salakia.
Nah, Salakia, what you saying heavy, because this is like the same thing that happened in Egypt. And Moses had to Moses had to make a move. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what you're saying heavy. It's the same thing, like what happened with Moses and the Pharaoh and everything. He didn't want us to go out there to worship the Most High. The Most High did what? Came there and destroyed Egypt.
Sir. And if I could, sir, you know, like Donald Trump is mocking Hispanics and blacks. He don't posted. DHS had made a post saying that It was a plane with Santa Claus and saying you
right,
home.
Ho ho home.
And not only
Right.
that, but you know, we celebrated New Year's when New Year's is a worship of a false, strange god. You understand? And Donald Trump uses our ignorance to keep us destroyed.
Right.
You understand? So if you went out and you celebrated Christmas, New Year's, you are the problem. Donald Trump is letting you know that Christmas, New Year's is an enemy unto you because he's using Christmas and New Year's so you could come together, and then he goes and he finds you and then he takes you in. You're gonna go to Disneyland. Donald Trump is going to Disneyland. You're gonna go to Times Square to see the ball drop. He's gonna go to Times Square and take you away because he's plotting on you and he's using these false holidays, or he's using the spirit of the holiday spirit against Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's the reason why we also have to come out of that spirit. The Lord, the Bible said, "Come out of her, my people."
Right.
And just paraphrasing that, you should not partake of her. Right. You understand? So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we have to forsake America overall. Its philosophy, its teachings, you know, everything America stands for. We have to forsake that. You understand? So the Lord allowed Pharaoh to he hardened his heart, and that's what he's doing with Donald Trump. He's hardening his heart. So Black and Hispanics, we need to, well, Officer Lahab said, right? The scripture says in the book of 2 Peter's that I think it's 5:18, if I'm not mistaken, it says that we have to be vigilant because our enemy, so like it says, because the devil is out like a roaring lion, just paraphrasing.
Right.
You understand? The Lord is exposing the oppressor. He is that roaring lion. And right now, Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you have to be vigilant. That means that you can't get high. You can't be thinking about sleeping with another man's woman. You understand? You can't be thinking about the next holiday. You have to be paying attention to the spirit of Esau. Right now that he's being cheered and applauded by America, just stay tuned. The Lord is going to bring him down and is going to destroy him. It's going to destroy America. But while he's being set up, we have to be vigilant and we have to come out of her,
right.
Meaning come out of America. Literally, so like I said, go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, didn't he drop the bombs on Venezuela on their so-called New Year's Day?
The day after.
Yeah,
the day after New Year's Day, it's January 2nd.
But it was still around New Year's time, meaning that he let everybody drop their guard and thinking that, you know, we bringing on a new year.
Right.
And that's what Esau does. He makes you drop your guard so he can attack you.
So like it, Commandant, if I could, right, I'm gonna pull the book of Psalms 55 and 21.
Yeah, kind of. We were already over the time.
So like, yeah, just I'm gonna go like a little bit more, just because there's one more thing I want to cover. You know, I mean, if anybody has to go, by all means, go ahead. I need to cover this one last part to the show because it's important that we cover this as we're seeing, what's happening with Venezuela.
Yeah.
This is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Right.
What did Trump say? He was, trying to keep it cool with Venezuela at first. Am I right? Or he was trying to make it seem like he wasn't going to invade. He was saying like he just tried to keep the country safe, try to, rid the world from drugs. acting like he's doing a good thing and he comes in peace, that he's gonna make Venezuela better. But war was in his heart.
And if I could, this is how you know that war is in his heart. Because even after he, kidnapped Maduro and he bombed, Venezuela, he said that he might have to go in there a second time.
Right.
You understand? Go ahead, Kanal Salaki.
Now you talking now. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords, man. You see they got their swords drawn. You see that he has war in his heart. And he's trying to make it seem like he's doing the right thing and he's good and pure and the Venezuelans are just bad. Right? This oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of. And as you're seeing everything transpire before you, that's the proof. That's the proof that the white man is Esau and that he is the devil. But go ahead, Kanai.
Hey, Salaki, if I may, didn't they do the same thing to the Native Americans?
Khan,
sir. War was in his heart. His words were smooth as butter, but war was in his heart. And how many peace treaties did they make and break with the Native Americans?
All of them. All of them, sir.
Exactly. The same thing they do with us still to this day.
Right.
You got it.
Khan, I would just pull this real quick. Because this I'm gonna say this next part, right? This segue to our last part of the show. I'm disgusted when I see this. You understand? I'm disgusted when I see the things that I've been seeing online with the Venezuelans cheering. When I see my people cheer. When I see Israelites cheer the destruction of another Israelite. Right. When you see Israelites celebrate, like teaming up with ICE, supporting Trump, agreeing with him, it disgusts me inside, man. Because it just shows how evil you are in spirit. We got the sister, Yashar Banaf, A Shalom Sis, Yahushua Alatha Bashim Shai, and it's like, what's wrong with y'all, man? Don't you realize that your fellow people are dying? Y'all out here celebrate because they got rid of Maduro. Well, how bad was it with Maduro? Where are you conservatives? Y'all conservatives didn't say nothing about how bad Maduro was when everything was going on. Now y'all come out the woodworks and say how bad it was. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him or saying, because I don't know him. But it's kind of funny that now y'all come out the woodworks and talk about how bad he was.
Right.
You didn't say nothing when he was alive. But this is that Stockholm syndrome, man.
I get that same disgust when they decide to celebrate holidays.
Sir.
Celebrate Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving. I get that same kind of disgust in me.
Sir.
Like, what the hell is wrong with y'all, man? Why y'all want to celebrate the oppressor days when he unalived and destroyed our people? Or lied to you about some goddamn fat ass white man coming through a chimney giving you presents.
Right.
If you ain't got a goddamn chimney and you got a front door, so you gonna tell your kids, oh well, he broke in the front door.
Right.
Like, what the hell? Instead of you telling your kids, I worked all year, bust my ass to get this, you gonna give credit to the goddamn oppressor.
Right.
You gonna give credit to the white man. The same one that unalive us in the streets, lock us away for 100, 200 years, that hung us from trees and everything. You gonna give him the credit and say he bought you some damn presents.
Damn.
You too coward enough to say I bust my ass all year working for this oppressor, and I had to get you some presents. You gonna lie and give him credit still.
Sir, and then the women want to keep the children away from the father, but then they'll go and sit them on Esau's lap. Like that is disgusting, and then you want to tell the children to stay away from strangers, but you're going to go and place that child on a stranger's lap.
Right.
Like, women are so, like, the oppressor uses the women to oppress Black, Hispanic, and Native American men.
Right. Where's the stranger danger then?
Right.
Like, you gonna say, oh, the man, your daddy ain't do shit, but then a goddamn white man came and gave you some gifts. And then you grow up all the way to 17, 18, 16, 15. You go into the tree and get a gift. Your mom's still telling you the same shit. The white man bought you gifts. And then you go get unalive in the streets by the same goddamn white man.
Right.
It makes no goddamn sense.
Sir.
Another thing I wanted to say too is that Maduro started saying some truth. You know, he started exposing the imposter. He started to say he was saying that
earlier.
You played it earlier?
Yeah, earlier. Yeah, at the beginning of the show. I can play it again if you want.
Oh no sweat. You know, okay. So just to recap on it, then, you know, Maduro was saying that that the imposter is not the ethnic Jew, that he's fighting a geopolitical war.
Right.
So like that's the president that they so-called caught yesterday.
Yeah, Maduro. He said that I think last year or the beginning of this year. It was a clip. It was a clip where Maduro was saying that the imposter is not the ethnic Jew, that he's out there fighting a geopolitical war to take the resources of that land.
Right. That's why they decided to get rid of him. Get him about there and make him look like a criminal.
Right.
That's what our people don't see. Every time somebody come out and speak the truth, they gonna get rid of you and then turn you to a criminal.
Right.
You got it.
So I got it right here. Kabada, you want to play this or Salaki?
Charred military vehicles and buses were still smouldering at daybreak in Caracas on Saturday, as residents expressed shock after the US strikes hit military bases in Venezuela and removed President Nicolás Maduro. Many people stayed home as Venezuelan security forces patrolled the streets. Of those who were out, some expressed hope of political change, while people like Baker Franklin Jimenez concerned that this will create an even worse conflict than the one we have now, and that we all have to go out into the streets to defend our homeland, to defend ourselves. But excitement is in the air for supporters of the opposition, led by Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado outside the country. Venezuelans celebrated in Peru with people like Milagros Ortega talking of returning home.
My dad, being a political leader in Venezuela, was able to see this change. He used to say, "Daughter, when you go back, when this government leaves, you'll return to Venezuela." And to know that my dad in his lifetime was able to see the fall of Nicolás Maduro, look, for me it's an emotion. I would like to see his face.
Since 2014, around 7.7 million Venezuelans have left the country, according to the UN International Organization for Migration. Venezuelans living in Spain also rejoiced at Maduro's capture, while they tried to get hold of friends and relatives still in the country. Some of them are sheltering at home. A few other people in Caracas went out to stock up on essentials. Some of them are concerned that they may now have to hunker down for a prolonged period, uncertain of what is to come.
HBO Max is available on YouTube. Watch Emmy award-winning TV shows.
Welcome to the pit.
Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro is in.
So that was, you know, I want to find more footage of them cheering, Salakia. And that was the woman, right? What's her name? What was her name again, Michael Love?
It's on the chat.
Sis Christian Brown. Sis Trump literally pardoned one of them for the same thing. And to Yashar Banaf, I didn't understand it either. Let me go right here real quick, man.
Delcy Rodriguez.
Delcy Rodriguez. I want to look her up real quick. You know what her background is.
And if I could, I wanted to say that you know, we don't know how Maduro, how he treated his country, right? But you know, I did see a video of him with the Christmas trees behind him. You understand?
Right.
Just to paraphrase Deuteronomy 29:9, right, where it says, keep therefore the word of this covenant and do them, and ye may prosper in all thy doings, right? So Maduro,
Rodriguez,
he was not keeping the word of the covenant. We made a covenant with the Lord, right? That we were gonna keep his feast days. Once again, you know, if Maduro fell, it's because that's how the Lord wanted it. You know what I'm saying? And if he would have trusted in the Lord, you know, he would have prospered in his leadership. You understand? That's another thing I want to say too. But you know, once again, but the point is that America lives by the sword, and he went into Venezuela. No different than when the leader or the emperor of Mexico, you know what I'm saying, during the time when the conquistador came over, and he came as swift as the eagle flyer, he came with the sword. It's the same thing. During that time, we were worshiping false, strange gods, and the Lord made our kingdom fall, our empire cease. You know, you understand? So nothing is going to stand that we do when you're in leadership if you do not uphold the covenant of the words of the covenant of the Most High. You can't prosper. You know, I wanted to say that as well.
So this is what I have about Delcy Eliona Rodriguez Gomez. Is a Venezuelan lawyer, diplomat, and politician who was acting president of Venezuela after the U.S. capture of Nicolás Maduro. She has served as the vice president of Venezuela since 2018. Rodriguez has held several positions during the presidencies of Hugo Chavez and Nicolás Maduro. She was Minister of Popular Power Communication and Information of Venezuela from 2013 to 2014, Minister of Foreign Affairs from 2014 to 2017, President of the Constituent Assembly of Venezuela from 2017 to 2018, and Minister of Petroleum from 2024 to 2025. And what's going to happen coming out? She's going to be dealing with Trump. Is that what's going to happen now?
No, well, I mean, I don't know. When I was saying that the woman that won the Peace Prize, I'm not sure if it was her though. Was that her? Because I know this is the vice president of Venezuela, and she was asking to show proof of Maduro. I forgot what's the term that they use, that they were asking to show that he's alive. And I remember I seen a post earlier today, but I'm not sure if this is the same woman that I was talking about that had won the Peace Prize when you know, Donald Trump was mad that some woman had won the Peace Prize. I'm not sure if it's her, but this is likely of Venezuela.
Okay, Khan. And I'm gonna share this real quick.
La patria no se vende. La patria se defiende. La patria no se vende. La patria se defiende. La patria no se vende. ¡Que viva la patria! ¡Viva! ¡Viva Bolívar! ¡Viva!
So as you're seeing two sides, right? Two sides to this, man.
Right.
And so I don't know how bad Maduro was, but
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
one side cheering him and cheering his arrest, and the other one demanding he be released. So only thing I can say is that if you think Donald Trump is better, let me show you what Donald Trump did to you Venezuelans that are cheering for Donald Trump. Let's see. Y'all recall the ICE raids, man. I mean, now it's all being overshadowed, but I need to find
You know what, I'm like talking about that because a lot of Venezuelans fled from Venezuela because supposedly, well, not supposedly, because of because of the horrible conditions, but then they were in America and Donald Trump sent them back to Venezuela. So how do you feel? Because you fled Venezuela because of the conditions, and then Donald Trump sent you back to Venezuela. How do you feel about what's going on?
I got this video right here coming down. I found this one. Look at this.
He's not doing that to the Arabs.
Right.
Tranquilo, señor. Alzate. Just put a belly. I have some belly chains over here. Yeah, hold.
So when they were doing the ICE raids, let me find another one. I know we almost at the top of that. Well, we've been over the top of the hour, but I just want to, show the other perspective, Kamada,
We turn now to hundreds of federal agents swarming a Chicago apartment complex in the dead of night.
As Mike Tobin explains, they were targeting members of a notorious Venezuelan gang.
In the dark of night, federal agents storm an old apartment building on Chicago's South Side. They had developed information that criminal illegal immigrants had taken the place over. So a joint operation with the FBI, ATF, Border Patrol, and ICE brought in federal manpower to take control of the apartment. It's hard to see, but there's a helicopter right there on this building. And that helicopter has just inserted snipers for the protection of all these federal agents you can see entering the building. What they are after, 6 particular individuals associated with Tren de Aragua. They say these individuals are responsible for dealing in long guns and handguns as well as drugs.
How much more room you got?
More than a dozen were detained. At least one has a tattoo commonly associated with the Tren de Aragua gang.
It looks like we got several apprehensions and teams are still inside the building clearing rooms.
Do you know anything about whether you got the guys you were after?
Not yet. It's a little too early to tell, but later investigation is going to let us know that.
The detainees were taken to the ICE processing facility in Broadview, Illinois, which has now become a flashpoint for riots and a talking point for opponents of Operation Midway Blitz.
This is about fomenting chaos and terrorizing the people of Chicago and cities across America.
Lots of rhetoric oozes from the White House about ending crime in urban areas. Well, from where I sit, ICE has generated criminal activity in Broadview.
DHS responded to their criticism, saying less than a week after the terror attack in Dallas, it's disheartening to see sanctuary politicians engage in political theater to inflame hatred against ICE. In Broadview, Illinois, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
All right. Looked like he had a Michael Jordan tattoo.
Right.
He with a goddamn gang.
Right. Imagine that, man. I was going to say real quick. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
You got it.
I was just say real quick that you remember the video we played last week, Hamada, of the brother talking about how he got stopped by ICE agents, the Judite brother.
Yeah, the one I showed.
That's
Chicago.
situation right there. Yeah, that's where it happened. So they were stopping Latinos and black people. It didn't matter. They were stopping them. And as you saw, they came in with a Black Hawk helicopter, and they were dressed in tactical gears, just like they were last night over there in Caracas.
Right.
So all y'all cheering, thanking Donald Trump.
It's
Y'all have no
enemies.
clue. Yeah, y'all have no clue what he's about to unleash on y'all. You know, once he fully invades Venezuela. Y'all think he's gonna bring freedom and equal opportunity. He's gonna bring absolute hell to y'all, man.
Right. Like he ain't do this to the Arabs. He ain't do
Right,
this
the
to the
sister said that.
Chinese.
Right.
He ain't do this to the Japanese.
Right.
He ain't do this to the Russians. Everybody else that's over here. He want to do this to our people to try to separate us. But you can't separate us. Regardless of how hard you try, you cannot separate the children of Israel.
Absolutely, sir. Damn right.
Like when you was fighting crime, you would have got rid of the goddamn Chinese, Japanese, the Arabs, everybody over here that's getting rich off of us. But you want to do this to our people, think you gonna separate us? It ain't gonna happen, man. You would have shipped your own goddamn self out of the goddamn. Your people ain't even from here. You would have shipped yourselves out of here. Like we shouldn't be here. Let us go. This ain't even our land.
Right.
We can't stole this land. So ship all y'all own goddamn selves out here. Y'all stole the goddamn land. Y'all thieves.
Sir, they want to say that they conquered it, but they really invaded it.
Oh man, hold on. What they conquered it? I'm gonna tell you. Let me share this beam real quick, man. Since we're on the topic, right? Of conquer. Are you saying they said that it's conquered, not stolen, Kamada?
Yeah, conquered. You know, Officer Yawasop, he had made a post that he was at a cabin, and he was saying that the white team man had they squatted America, so he's gonna squat the cabin, and he was gonna squat everything else. You should see the comments. They were like, nah, we conquered America. We didn't squat it, we didn't, but they always want to drive around the point, which is like they invaded it, and they stole it. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, Malak, if you got it.
Yeah, look at this image right here, Kamada. That's the when they say conquered, not stolen. That's what it looks like. That's why he's robbing you, but he's not robbing you. He's conquering you.
Right.
In order to conquer somebody, you still got to steal it from them.
Right.
That's how you take over the shit.
Right.
You stole it from them. You conquered them and stole it.
Right. So here's my thing, right? Since it was conquered and not stolen, that means you can't go file a police report. So all you Edomites saying that when y'all get robbed, right? When something happens to y'all victim of a crime, right? Y'all can't go report it to the police because y'all were conquered. It wasn't a crime. Y'all were conquered. Right. And if you report to police, if you go make a police report and demand justice, right? You're living in the past. So let it go. I mean, if that's the game we're gonna play, when you want to play technicalities here and there to make it seem like you're correct, don't call the police. Don't get mad that you got robbed for your wallet. Let it go and move on, right?
Right. Just say I got conquered.
Yeah, you got conquered for your wallet.
If I come into your goddamn mansion and say lay it down, get the hell up out of here. Just say I got conquered. Don't say I stole it. Say he conquered my mansion. Don't go file a police report. Just get the hell up out of here.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, but that was it. I was trying to find a clip of like the Venezuelan community, terrorized, living in fear because of ICE. Because these people have, really like have no clue what's coming, man. And it's sad. It's sad that we have to when this oppressor harms us, we have to accept it. You know, we can't be mad about it. We can't, think that it's not right what they do. And look at this.
Must stop. Was this operation a message that you're sending to Mexico, to Claudia Sheinbaum, the president there?
Well, it wasn't meant to be, and we're very friendly with her. She's a good woman, but the cartels are running Mexico. She's not running Mexico. The cartels are running Mexico. And we could be politically correct and be nice and say, oh, yes, yes. No, she's very, she's very frightened of the cartels. They're running Mexico. And I've asked her numerous times, would you like us to take out the cartels? No, Mr. President. No, please. So we have to do something because we lost. The real number is 300,000 people, in my opinion. They like to say 100,000. 100,000 is a lot of people, but the real number is 300,000 people. And we lost it to drugs, and they come in through the southern border, mostly the southern border. Plenty come in through Canada, too, by the way, in case you...
If I could, right? And this is why I say the oppressor is a hypocrite, You're mad that your people are dying from drugs, and you think the answer is to go invade countries because your people cannot get off drugs. Why don't you make your people get off drugs? Why don't you stop blaming people for your problems? Isn't that what you tell us? Isn't that what we're told? We cannot blame the white man for anything, right? We got to pick ourselves up by our bootstraps and get over it. So why don't y'all get over it, white man and woman? Get over it. Let it go. Pick yourselves up by your bootstraps. Get off the drugs, and you won't have an issue with cartels anymore. You won't have a tren de Aragua if y'all stop using drugs. If y'all got off the fentanyl. If y'all stop using party drugs like cocaine. But you're going to blame the tren de Aragua? You're going to blame the cartels? You're going to blame, Venezuela? Because y'all can't drop your drug habit? Because you're a bunch of drunks and drug addicts? Stop blaming other people for your problems. And take accountability for yourselves. Salakia.
You mad about the drugs that y'all put in the communities. Y'all put the shit over here.
Right.
You mad about the drugs that y'all spread it around.
God, sir. Salakia,
like
sir.
How hypocritical is that? You mad about the drugs that y'all put out. That y'all put in the goddamn lab and y'all put out in the communities.
Right.
You mad about the drugs that y'all went got from other countries to ship over to here. Then you get mad because it hit your community. What you thought it was gonna hit? When y'all the biggest goddamn drug dealers, y'all the biggest drug users, y'all the biggest addicts, then you gonna get mad about it?
God. Hey, Salaki, sir, I was gonna say real quick. No one made y'all take the drugs, right? Isn't that what they tell us when we bring that up about the CIA dropping the crack off in the ghettos? Well, no one made y'all take the crack. No one made y'all get it. Well, the same thing goes to y'all. Yeah, the cartels may be bringing that stuff in, but the cartels are not making you take the drugs. So why all of a sudden now you gotta act like you gotta stop Venezuela because you can't take accountability for your problems.
Right. And they're gonna set up their life on stopping the drugs, but their community is still gonna get destroyed by drugs because the community is drug addicts.
Right.
They pop the most pills.
Right.
They take the most drugs.
Right.
So how the hell you gonna get mad? Your community ain't gonna stop doing it because that's what they love to do.
God. But Salakia, I know we done went over the hour, the top of the hour. If any brother want to drop anything, man, or say anything.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Sharakatham, Yahweh Shemar Thumba Hashem Yahweh Shah, Make sure y'all show up to Houston, Texas for the 57th annual Passover, man.
Damn
For
right,
all
sir.
so-called Black Latinos and Native Americans. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Like, share, subscribe. The brothers be dropping truth on y'all. Subscribe to all the ISUPK channels. That's what I want to say.
Damn right, sir. So, like, anything you want to say? I mean,
Yeah, Bernard, I want to end it on this. If you could give me Deuteronomy 28:1, right? Because America right now on every end believes that they're so powerful, right? But every empire's power only lasted so long. We've been seeing it through history. The Lord is going to destroy and take away that power, but there is true power that Black and Hispanics and Native Americans, there's true power that we can possess. There's power in this Bible, and we're going to show you right now, according to the Bible, what is that power. If you can read that,
the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
Right? This is real power for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Right? That it shall come to pass, meaning that it will happen. The Lord has set prophecies from thousands of years ago, and they're still coming to pass because the Lord is a real power. And he said this, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all. It didn't say some, it didn't say the ones that you believe or the ones that you like. It said all his commandments, which I command thee this day. And this is Moses. This is Moses in the wilderness with the children of Israel when we made a covenant. And today we are telling you the same thing, that if you hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, this is right now, what I'm saying is not the voice of the Lord, but it's are his words, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are being commanded this day,
right,
to hearken diligently and to observe, meaning to put into action, that the Lord thy God, right? This is exclusive for the nation of Israel. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are the true descendants of the biblical Israelites. And the Bible says this, the Lord your God. It didn't say the God of the whole planet Earth. He said, he's specific. He said, the Lord your God. This is speaking about the children of Israel, that he will set thee on high, above. That doesn't mean, that's not equality. That's not the same. That's above all nations of the earth. That's real power. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you want power? You need to come back and serve your God diligently. You have to, with discipline, you have to wake your game up, stop being childish, and put a bone in your spine, gird up your loins. You understand?
Right.
And that is real power. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you want power? Come back to your identity. Tune in to ISUPK classes, podcasts, and all the lives we have. You understand? You want real power? That's what we're fighting for. We're fighting for a crown that's going to be given by Yahushua, who you know as Jesus Christ. And that crown is only for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Real power. That's it.
Hey, I just want to say one more thing. I love my brothers, man. I come up here, I try to catch y'all damn near once, twice a month, every month. You know what I'm saying? That's the love we
Most
got
high Christ, sir,
between
man.
each other.
Appreciate you, man.
You know, and we love you too.
We
We
the
love
same
you.
goddamn
Too,
people, man.
Hell yeah. That's solid.
So I try to come up here whenever I can, man, just to show we love each other, man. We don't care about what the world say. We only care about the world of Israel.
That's right.
Right.
God. But with that, man, yeah, we at the top of the hour. I'm gonna save. There were some more things I wanted to cover, but we'll cover it, either on the part 2 to this, or on a live I do later on, Lord allow, Lord willing. But with that, man, this is the Inconvenient Truth, man. We're live. We're try to push to go live every Saturday night, 11 p.m. 10:30, 11 is when we usually start. But we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna keep, to answer the prayer to open up the internet and the airwaves. As we put it in the prayers, we're gonna be out here prophesizing the truth, man, and bringing out the truth to our people. The word of Christ, the word of God to our people, to so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And just so you know that when you attack the Venezuelans, just know that you attack the Lord's people, man. You understand? Right. Venezuelans are the Lord's people. The Panamanians are the Lord's people. The Mexicans are the Lord's people, man. And let me say something real quick to the raza out there, man. Y'all better take heed, man, and understand what's going on. Because don't think that Trump wouldn't try and invade Mexico, man. He already talked about launching missiles into Mexico. He's mobilized the troops at the border. You understand? So who knows what he's been. Don't be surprised if he does it, man. Right now with all that going on, you want to learn to come together as a people, man. You want to learn to love your carnal as yourself. You understand? But, man, the way you can learn that is just hearing the ICP.
It's 4 in the morning. It's 4:15.
Concert, man.
So I'll be getting down with y'all.
Most High Christ, sir. Man, give you a hand for that. Lord Allah, we'll be back at it again next week. With that, man, I'm going to say, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakatah to the carnales. Yahweh Shema Bashim Yahushai to the mujeres. We'll be back at it again this week, Lord Allah. Shalom, Rasa. Shalom, Israel.
Another day, another day, another day, another day. In the sun or the motherfucking rain, had to slang all day just to fucking maintain. Another day in this hopeless game, trying to make a change, but it's all the same. Another day, death is always 2 steps away. Drop your guard, you get shot in the motherfucking brain. Another day, nothing to gain, your life to lose in this motherfucking game. Ain't no fucking truce. Another day, I know I'm cursed, I lived a life of pain in a world where I'm hated cause I'm Mexican. Another day, to this death and fire still we stand. If you ain't with us, you simply won't understand. Another day, in the system we were meant to fail. If you ain't one of them, you'll catch a life of hell. Another day, how to prevail with our parents dead or in jail. In this life of war, only time will tell. We came up in our motherfucking block, trying to set up shop and avoid the fucking cops. Another day, in the spot where the violence don't stop, and your best fucking friend becomes your fucking Glock. Another day, aim for heads, never for the legs. In this game of death, vatos love revenge. Another day, it's a shame to our blocks we pledge. We all different hoods, but all Mexicans. Another day, we are victims of a racist nation. It's sad to say we became the reflection. Another day, a revelation that was given through time. All I saw was the death of my own damn kind. Another day, still our instincts led us to survive. I thank the Lord that he spared this life of mine. Another day, and my past goes through my fucking mind. Gunshots through the wind, homies dead or doing time. Another day, and it's a past that could never be changed. I played the game to pay my bills and to fucking maintain. Another day, how to explain when your life is in pain and you hide your feelings, snorting lines of cocaine. Another day, still I came up out this motherfucking hell when when the land would crack sales, avoiding jail cells. Another day, homies dead or in motherfucking jail. How the fuck did I survive? I can't fucking tell. Another day, a distant thought in a fucking memory. Still I dream of motherfuckers coming right after me. Another day, how to proceed in this life with no peace. Even in my dreams, death is all I see. Another day, and these demons almost won this fight. Had my gun to my head, contemplating suicide. Another day, when the fuck would this pain subside? Will I ever find peace in this life of mine? Another day, and as I stared at myself through the mirror, I looked into my eyes as I pulled the trigger. Another day, tested my luck playing Russian roulette. I felt the Lord save the life of this Mexican. Another day, nothing to lose and a lot to gain. I felt my life needed one big drastic change. Another day, where to begin? I can't stay the same. Almost put a motherfucking bullet to my brain. Another day, here I am, a changed fucking man, trying to make a living. Hope y'all understand. Another day, too much blood in my motherfucking hands. What's the life and curse of this young Mexican? Another day,